This call's being recorded.
Uh, hey, how do I sound? These are newer AirPods. Do they still sound bad?
No, this sounds better. It's not, it's like kind of, mm, I guess the way I would describe it is empty. You sound empty.
Empty. I sound empty. Okay, hang on. If I turn off low power mode, do I sound better?
You do sound better.
Really?
Yeah.
You're sure I sound better?
Uh, right before you said that you were going to turn off low power mode, I did turn you down in the mixer. So it's possible you just got quieter and stopped slightly clipping. Do you want to do it again? You want to do another test?
I turned low power mode back on. How do I sound?
I've got to say, it does sound like it takes out a little bit of EQ, but I can't be certain. It could
Okay.
be. Yeah.
Well, I've got 51% battery, so I don't know how much time of a Discord call that makes.
That's so much time.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, 51% on new AirPods. That's got to be at least 3 hours, right?
Have you heard of a Run Button podcast before?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I was just thinking about if I had heard of it.
Heard one, not heard of.
Well, also I have definitely heard it, but I don't know that I've heard of it. I'm pretty
If you've
sure
heard
that I have.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fair. We're so unknown, even people who listen to us haven't heard of us.
Run Button. No, I've never heard of that. Let me go back to watching the Sonic thing.
It's windy. Were you watching us?
No,
okay,
I was being a Sonic or a Run Button fan who had not heard of us.
Yeah. Sorry. For a second, I was like, "Oh my God, Keith was watching a Sonic thing. Tell me about that."
No,
speak on that.
You're it's just that you're in nature. You've got to be aware. You're out in the elements. You've got to keep 10% of that normal Kyle Churchill energy and hyper awareness on your surroundings so that you don't get like hit by a car or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I gotta go fast.
And you gotta go fast, of course. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard any Sonic news. If there is Sonic news, I don't know about it.
Oh God, I hope there isn't.
They're making another movie. That's, I bet, if there's Sonic news, it's gonna be that. Oh, actually, there is a Sonic game out that I really want to play, and it's the Sonic racing game.
Oh yeah,
they
made
I heard Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, a spiritual successor to Sega and Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed, the best titled racing game of all time.
Yeah, I heard from world's most prominent Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed fan, Vinny Caravella, that it was good.
I forgot / didn't know that Vinny was a big Sega and Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed fan.
I think for years that was like his kid's favorite thing to play with him, so he's like legit played hundreds of hours of Transform.
Wow. Does it have Transform? Do you transform in it?
In the new one?
Yeah.
I believe that you do, yeah.
Because it doesn't say transform in the title, so how would I know?
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I'm sorry, I think I'm remembering now. I don't want to ascribe opinions to Vinny Caravella when I shouldn't, because I think actually it was Brad who had tried it and was telling Vinny he thought it was pretty good.
Oh, okay. I gotta pick that up. I'll probably wait until it's on sale because since we last did a podcast, I bought a Switch 2.
Yeah. So you don't have like 60 more hours to dump into Mario Kart World?
No, what I'm saying is that it's expensive to buy a Switch 2, and so I don't want to buy a second kart racer. I don't want to own 3 games for a console, and 2 of them are a kart racer, I guess is really what.
Though I will say the Switch 2 price tag looking a lot better now that every other console has like gone up by $150 in the last 4 months.
Yeah, I do think it's interesting that our last 2 podcasts were both about the Switch 2, I think. And we barely do a podcast, so doing 3 podcasts in 1 year and all 3 of them, we're talking about the Switch 2 makes it seem like
it's hot news.
We do an infrequent Switch 2 podcast. I tried so hard to not buy a Switch 2, and the pull was as soon as we got close to the release of Pokemon ZA, I was like, my skin was vibrating. I was like, how could I possibly resist the pull? And then I fucking love that game, so I'm happy with my decision. That game's really good.
I have that relationship with almost every Halo game where I'm like, I don't think I need this one, and then the night before I'm like, how do I get $60?
Yeah. Thankfully you haven't had to worry about that in a very long time.
Because there aren't any Halo games.
Right. You have PC news.
Yeah, I've been on a PC based adventure for the past 2 weeks.
Oh, this is a 2-week affair.
I think so.
Okay. What was
I think
the
like
start?
for a while. What was the start? Hey, what was the start?
Yeah, I think that the start was that you have a slow computer.
No, I didn't. Well, it wasn't slow, but it was not adequate for
Editing.
1080 60 Adobe Premiere editing.
Right.
But,
and 1080 60, that's like the minimum.
Yeah, it's not even anything crazy.
Yeah.
As I lower my voice because I'm inside a house now.
What house are you in?
It's my second house, my spare house.
You have a spare house. You sound worse in the house.
Yeah.
It sounds
well,
like
I was quieter, so maybe it had to boost me.
Maybe it had to boost you.
Yeah, they have all these fucking houses where you have to walk in the front door into an entryway where the mailbox is.
Oh, that's like my apartment has that. Yeah.
I don't like it.
No.
Did you tell your apartment to stop that?
No, I actually like having my mailbox inside.
That's different. You live in an apartment building. You don't live in a duplex. It's like, just put 2 mailboxes outside.
Oh, this isn't a real, this is, okay. You said house.
It was a house.
Okay, gotcha. You meant house, like literally. Not
literally
just
a house.
Right. Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have a mail room in a duplex. That's dumb. You have to go, unless there's 10 or more people living in your building, 10 or more units in your building, you have to go outside to get your mail.
You've got my vote.
Yeah, I'm running for a council seat in the neighboring state of Massachusetts.
Okay, all right. Let me see. I gotta
say this because I did testing because I was getting comments saying this. I got multiple comments over the course of like the last 2 years talking about how we should upload in 1440 or 4K, even if our videos...
just heard about this.
So I have done this a few times, and the first couple times that I tested it, it didn't really make a difference. And then suddenly, like 6 months ago, I tested it again because I got another comment saying like, hey, by the way, your videos look better just because of the stupid YouTube bitrate. Basically, YouTube compresses the 1080 video because it's the most common thing people watch on. They over compress it to save data, but they don't do it.
They do that to everything, really.
So, they compress it, but they compress it to a higher rate than they should, specifically for 1080. Because that's what most people are watching on. And so if you upload at 1440 or 4K, giving people the option to switch to those resolutions, then you get like a notable bump in bitrate
Yeah, I don't know if you remember. I think there was actually a period of time where we were doing this, but for 480 videos,
Yeah.
where it was like our content was 480, but if we upscaled it to 720, it still looked way better.
Yeah. And so it doesn't look way better, but it does look better enough that it's
Uh,
worth doing when I remember.
okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. This is more like inside baseball video editing shit, but do you remember the when I was talking to you about how long it takes you to export a file? And I was like, it takes me like 2 hours to export, like a 45-minute video. And you're like, what the hell? It takes me like 15 or 20 minutes.
Uh,
And I was like so confused about why that would be.
well, so for a 45-minute video, yeah, that would take me about 4 minutes, 4 to 8 minutes.
4 minutes.
Yeah. Well, unless I had to do heavy audio processing on it, the video card can take a video and spit out a rendered video in no time flat. It's only my processor. Did I say processor before? I meant graphics card. My processor, okay, which is doing the audio because there's no graphics in sound. That is what struggles to keep up. And if I do noise removal, or if I do a bunch of if I use like the reverb removal tool, or if I do any of this like audio stuff, that could balloon the processing from 4 minutes to 12 minutes to 30 minutes even. Like when I do a podcast, exporting the podcast, a 2-hour podcast takes 5 times as long as exporting a 2-hour video.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense because of the graphics card thing. So this is what I discovered was that, like you said, the hardware accelerated GPU thing is what like massively increases the export time.
Massively, yeah.
But the thing is, for whatever reason, I guess it's more of a hardware thing. Like the cards don't support 2-pass encoding.
Huh. Mine
and like
do.
So like you'll like select like a target bit rate and it will just like encode the whole video in that bit rate.
Yeah.
And I like the option in Premiere where you set a target bit rate and a maximum bit rate, and then it scans the whole video for instances of fast motion.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm getting out of breath because I'm talking a lot and going upstairs.
That's totally fine.
This is the last known recording of me before I pass out and die on my mail route. So
damn, and then I have to stop legally. I have to stop doing run button then.
No, it's fine, but you have to do it by yourself. You can't bring on anyone else.
Okay.
Do it with Mr. Dr. Eggman.
Can I get Andy?
Yes, actually, I'm sorry. That's the only
that would almost
person.
be that would be a burden. That would be like a curse instead of like
that would actually be hilarious. That's like that's some kind of Brewster's Millions scenario where like you can keep doing run button, but it has to be with Andy Short.
Yeah. That's like what if you had, instead of having to spend a night at a haunted mansion to get $1 million, you spent a night in a haunted mansion to hang out with Andy Short.
Wait, that's your reward is you get to hang out with Andy Short.
Right, because there's no millions. I don't get millions for doing run button. I just have to hang out with Andy.
Anyways, I do the 2-pass encoding in Adobe Premiere where it'll scan, like I'll set it to do like 13 megabit target bit rate or whatever. But I'll let it go up to 50 if it needs to. And it'll scan the whole video for like fast motion, and then it will end up producing a file that's actually quite a bit smaller than like the single pass, but the trade-off is it takes like 2 or 3 times longer to encode because it can't use the GPU.
Right. And so how long is that taking total? Like say you have an hour-long video.
I think this is with my new hardware upgrades. It takes like double the length of the video.
Oh my God! And sorry, what
Oh
card?
wait, no,
do
no,
you
no.
have?
Sorry, it takes the length of the video. I think before it was double.
Okay.
Now it's been cut in half to video
And
length.
sorry, and so what was your old graphics card?
My old and current graphics
Oh,
card
okay.
is a GeForce 3070
Okay. I
RTX.
thought that you got a new graphics card.
No, the only thing I upgraded was my CPU and my RAM
Okay.
because that's what I was lacking.
What is what's your CPU right now?
So my CPU, so the thing, my motherboard is the AM4 slot, which is like the older AMD slot.
Right.
So I decided to
So
just
you
get
couldn't have
whatever
gotten
was.
what I have, which is the 5800X, because that's an AM4
No,
plus.
No, I think I have one slightly better than you. I have the 5900 XT now.
Oh, maybe I'm getting my slots confused. I thought that I was a half generation above the AM4, but maybe I'm on AM4.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm on AM4. Yeah, I need a new graphics or a CPU really bad, and I've been putting it off for well, I've been putting it off since I upgraded my graphics card. Ideally, I would have also upgraded,
Right.
but it's like, it feels like it's such a huge added expense onto the graphic. At the time, I really needed a new graphics card. I couldn't keep going with what I had, which was a 2700, 2070. I mean,
2070. What are you're like some kind of dirt person?
well, now I've got a
You're
4070
it's like
Ti.
a peasant.
Maybe I had a
4070 Ti.
2080. I don't remember. I don't remember the card that I had. It's only been, I don't know, whenever the 4070 came out. Has it been 2.5 years or 1.5 years? I've had it for 1.5 years. And I've already
had a 1060
forgotten
before, so
yeah, I've already forgotten what it was that I had before that. I think it was I never had a 30 series card, I don't think.
Yeah.
So it was either a 2070 or a 2080.
So my main upgrade was I doubled my cores. I went from 8 to 16 cores.
Yeah.
And now Adobe Premiere works so good. It works like it's supposed to instead of getting winded and asking for breaks.
Yeah, it says, no, please. Please don't make me do my job.
It would be like this kind of shit where, you like zoom in and out and then it has to reload like thumbnails and waveforms on the timeline. And sometimes it just kind of wouldn't. Like it would just be like,
yeah,
figure it out.
Let's see. Best CPU AM4. I checked. We both have the same AM4. We both have the same AM4 motherboard, which means I wouldn't have to get new RAM. I have my RAM is fine.
Do you know we both have the same motherboard?
Sorry, we both have the same motherboard generation because we were talking about AM4.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking of getting a 5800X.
I don't even know what motherboard I have. I always have to check my Newegg order history to remember what motherboard I have.
No, I have. Well, I can see what my motherboard is. I have a. No, I can't anymore because of the fucking the 4070 is too big. I can't see.
Yeah, I think GeForce. I think Nvidia just announced today that their next generation of GPU, the rest of the computers are just going to go inside the GPU.
Oh my god! Finally, they're building the plane out of the black box. I considered getting a 5800X 3D because I thought that maybe the caching on that card would be better for video, or sorry, for audio rendering, which is really what I want it for. I'm not having any problems in games. Like my games are running really good.
Oh my god, a turkey.
A turkey? Does he know what time of year it is? Get him out of here.
I know. I have to say, around this time of year, they start looking real good. They get real big.
Yeah, that's a good looking turkey. Better watch out, buddy.
Watch out for these. You gotta watch out for these turkeys, honestly. Like when I lived on the Cape, you would run into flocks of turkeys and they were just like fine. They would just like keep away from you and like leave or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But
these
the
urban
city turkeys,
yeah.
legit, these city turkeys are vicious. They will like go after you if you get too close to them. There was this is like it's so embarrassing
It's
because
it's just classic
this
Boston. You know, they have the attitude, but they will help you out if you need help. Like they're just assholes. They're not actually like mean people.
But I have a story about this from like my first like 6 months as a mail carrier.
Uh-huh.
I was having one of like the worst days ever. I was in just the absolute worst mood, and I was walking past this group of turkeys, and one of them like there's one real close to me, and he looks at me, and for fucking no reason at all, I point at the turkey and I'm like, don't even fucking think about it. And I keep walking. And behind me, I just start to hear gobbling, and I turn around, and there's like 8 turkeys chasing after me.
Oh, he got his
And
friends. It's kind of cute.
And then a guy with a dog rescued me because he let the dog off the leash, and the dog chased the turkeys away.
Wow, that's really funny. If I was the turkeys, I'd have been like, we can take a dog. 8 of us, we can take one dog.
Yeah, they just don't know that.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how big the dog was.
It was medium to big, I'd say. It wasn't huge.
Boxer.
Bark was worse than its bite, I'd say.
Mm.
Boxer, no, those are scary.
You think boxers are scary? I think they're cute.
Yeah, you think they're cute until you're a mailman.
No,
Dogs are so
cute.
mean to me. Dogs are so mean to me.
Have you considered not going into their fucking territory?
I have actually considered this, and I've found that it's actually my job to do so, unfortunately.
I think boxers are sweet dogs. I've never met a territorial boxer. I'm sure that they exist. You're also in the city, so there's a lot of weird dogs in the city.
I've found that dogs, every dog has a special relationship with the mailman. Even the nicest dog will be like, I fucking hate that guy.
Hmm.
And the owners are no help at all. They're all like, oh, they're fine. They're so sweet. They won't do anything. And like, I'm a special case. You don't understand.
Dogs hate
Like
you.
I think owners assume like, oh, they're fine with strangers, but it's like, but I'm not a stranger. They know exactly who I am. I'm the criminal who tries to break into their house every day. They want to eat my face.
Right. Yeah, I think it would go a long way if dog owners were like not ignoring you and were like actively engaging with you positively, because that's how dogs learn anything that they know.
Yeah,
Dogs.
it's true, but I have to say some people do make an effort to do that, and it doesn't seem to help.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. It's very weird.
I'm just doomed to this life. It's how things are.
Now here's the thing.
Maybe
do you carry
maybe I can
around
get
dog treats?
I don't.
But you know that mailmen do that.
I probably should. They actually, when they hire you, they tell you not to do that.
I've never met a dog or a mail. I've never met a mail carrier that didn't do that.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to carry him all day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be smelling dog treat all day.
Yeah, I guess you could have him in the car in a plastic sealed little tub.
Yeah.
They tell you not to do that. That's very funny.
Yeah, something about like, well, then when the dog sees a different male person who's like maybe filling in for you and they don't have treats, maybe the dog will get upset or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now that I say it out loud, I don't really see the logic in it. But...
Right, because they're already upset. They're upset now, so it's not like you've created a situation where the dog is going to be different to a new person. It's just going to be the same as ever with no treats.
Yeah.
I think dogs should chill out. That's what I think.
That's what I keep saying.
Be like, you have so much experience of me not impeding on your zone here. I come here every day, and it's always fine. And they're like, yeah, it's always fine because I fucking defend it. It's because I defend my turf is why it's fine.
That's exactly what it is. Like, when I started the job, I honestly thought like, well, maybe after a while they'll figure out I'm not going to do anything, but they don't.
Yeah. Do you talk to them like they're babies? Do you sound excited to see them, and you talk to them like they're little babies?
Yeah, I say, oh, look at this sweet little boy. Be like,
damn. I guess there's no helping the dogs. I tried dogs. I tried to make it work for you.
I tried.
I tried.
I'm actually.
Here's what I do. I cheat on video editing.
What?
Yeah. So
you can't do that.
DaVinci Resolve has a
do you use that?
Yeah, I do.
Since when?
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I thought you used Vegas.
Oh, I think this is just maybe you forgetting. I've talked about DaVinci Resolve a lot of times, and also I've been using it for 3 years.
You have never
3 years.
You have never talked about this.
I would love to hear from the listeners. Have you heard me talking about DaVinci Resolve?
This is so sad to me because I recently looked into video editing solutions for Linux, and DaVinci Resolve was one of the options that came up, and I was hoping I could surprise you by telling you who makes it. Because imagine my surprise when I encountered my old nemesis,
DaVinci.
Blackmagic.
Oh, it's Black. I forgot that it was Blackmagic.
It's Blackmagic.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of DaVinci, and it's really fucking good. I love DaVinci Resolve. I swear to God, because we've talked a lot about how I don't like Premiere, and when I switched to Resolve from Magic's Vegas.
Really? Sony's Vegas.
No, they sold it to Magic's.
Oh, Magic's.
Yeah,
I thought that was an
Magix.
apostrophe S. Oh.
I
had no idea.
Yeah, that happened a long time ago, and yeah, I just felt that there was so here's what happened. Speaking of hardware acceleration, DaVinci Resolve supported my old card hardware acceleration, but it didn't support. Vegas didn't support hardware acceleration on my old card, and so that's when that's why I chose to upgrade. Essentially, this is before I upgraded, but I was like, I gotta get a new card because it was taking me. Yeah, like you said, it was taking me like 4 hours to do a 2-hour video, and it was just insane. I mean, if you've never edited video, like just imagine you do 2 hours of work on editing of like a Let's Play, and then you hit OK, turn it into a video file, and then it says, okay, now here's the deal: you can't use your computer for the next 4 hours. And then it's like, well, I had more work I wanted to do, so that's going to be a problem
hang
for
on,
me.
Though. This is actually unclear to me. It's like, doesn't using your computer for other stuff, it just makes the encode take longer, right? It doesn't like affect it negatively, does it?
Yes, but the next thing that I was saying was that I had more work to do.
Like more editing work, you mean?
Right, yeah. Or I want to play a video game on my computer.
Yeah.
So like those are the two things that you absolutely can't do. Like, yeah, I could go watch YouTube videos or get on a Discord call or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like I could record a podcast while we render a video, but I couldn't play Psychonauts 2 or which I say because
you're always wanting to do that.
I fucking loved Psychonauts 2. It was so good. I used it as an example because that was like the last time. That was like the last game I was playing on my old card.
Last time you loved a game?
Yeah, I loved the game.
Okay.
No, it was the last. The last game that I was playing on my old card.
I said the last time you loved a game.
Oh, the last time I loved a game. Yeah,
the last time there was a flame in my heart was Psychonauts 2.
I do, I think the listeners know it's longer and longer between times I love a game these days. But
honestly, same.
Hey, Pokemon Za, it's not perfect. There's tons of problems with it, but holy mackerel, that game was really good.
Oh. That's good because you were also super positive on Scarlet.
No.
No, you weren't?
I was not. I was not positive on
Okay.
Violet. For listeners who don't know, I tried Violet and didn't like it a couple years ago, and then recently Kyle joined me on a stream where I played like 6 hours of Scarlet on a stream, and just shat
And you
on it
loved it?
nonstop for 6 hours because of how bad it was. It still has a pretty clunky intro, but they do a much better job of like making you actually get to play the game during the tutorial instead of like just listening to people yammer on.
Ooh,
And there's plenty of
novel.
yammering, but the writing is like a minimum 1 letter grade better, and so it comes across. I like the characters better. I like the setting is really nice. I genuinely, when I got to the combat and saw how different it was, I didn't know, because I was like not watching trailers and stuff, because I was like, well, I'm going to get this game, so let me just be surprised by everything. I was totally surprised by how the combat worked in that game, which I described to
How's it
Kyle
work
as
in that game?
very similar to Digimon World, actually.
Oh, right.
You have free movement control over your character. You are Z-locking onto enemy Pokemon and giving your Pokemon orders that it needs to follow. And then depending on the order that you give it determines like where he goes to attack from and which attack he uses.
Okay. Does it ever not listen? Is it like your Pokemon's too stupid to... you didn't train his brain, idiot!
So there's no brain training, but like in every Pokemon, if it gets too high level and you haven't progressed through the story enough, it won't listen to you.
Wow.
Or if you like caught too high a level of Pokemon. When you get a gym badge and it's like, now Pokemon up to level 25 will listen to you. It's like it still does that, I think. But I had a blast with it. I had I don't know if you remember Alpha Pokemon from Arceus. If you ever got to Arceus, to that part of Arceus, it's just like
Alpha Pokemon.
Alpha Pokemon are so you know about EVs, effort values.
Effort values, yeah, I know about that.
So an Alpha Pokemon is a dangerous wild Pokemon that is bigger than normal and remains bigger than normal once you catch it, which is kind of fun. And it has half of its EVs already trained. So when you catch it, it's got max strength EVs, or sorry, health HP EVs, already trained. Which can be a good thing or a bad thing. Like if you catch an Alpha Alakazam, you'll want to undo those HP EVs because that's not what Alakazam do.
Can you undo them?
You can. Pokemon games for a couple generations have had berries that will reduce EVs. Like if you train a Pokemon wrong and you go my Umbreon has no defense EVs, so let me use these berries to take away its attack and give it to special defense.
Wait, what? Pokemon was downhill after berries. I gotta say,
after berries
was the beginning of the end.
You mean in Gen 2 in 1999?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's maybe fair. I actually do kind of agree. Although my opinion over the years of 3 and 4 have risen a lot. But and my opinion of like the new Pokemon from Gen 2 has declined. So I've come to appreciate the Gen 3 and 4 Pokemon a lot, and I've only strengthened my resolve that all of the best Pokemon are in Gen 1, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
But Gen 2, besides the fact that the game was really good, it sort of declined a little bit in my mind. Anyway, so you catch these alpha Pokemon. They're harder to fight, because of their extra HP and because they're extra aggressive. But I had the best time I've ever had in a Pokemon game. My whole party was like level 12 or 13, and I was fighting a level like 23 or 24 Alpha Bellsprout.
Hell yeah.
And it was, I had to use my whole party. I was switching out Pokemon to like force misses so that they wouldn't die. I was like, you know, when you do ranged attacks like water gun, your Pokemon runs to your side to do the attack, so you can pull them away from like range or like if they're gonna use a close up attack like Vine Whip, you can use giving them a ranged attack command to make them run away from the Bellsprout. So you're using that to like keep them alive. It was thrilling. It was amazing.
Interesting.
It's so weird
it was
to describe.
Iconic. It would go down in history.
It's so weird to describe a Pokemon battle as thrilling to me, because that's not what Pokemon is. Like, you can have in old school Pokemon, you can have kind of a thrilling match, but it's so hard to do. Unfortunately, the game runs away from this by, of course, being too easy and making you very quickly kind of over level all your Pokemon compared to like what you're actually doing. But you can always force it, or not always, but for most of the game, you can force the challenge by, you know, going.
When are they just going to give us hard mode?
This would be a perfect game to introduce like a hard mode, like level scaling that brings everybody up to your level. I'm in the post game, and the fact that I'm in the post game with level 85 Pokemon fighting trainers with like 2 level 65 Pidgeots is like, what are we doing here? I'm in the post game. This is no longer for kids. Like, if a kid made it here, congratulations. He can deal with fighting Pokemon that are the same level as his Pokemon.
Yeah. Hey, Keith, we're both in the post game.
We're both, yes. You're in the postal game.
Yeah.
And I'm in the
and you're in the postal
game
because you love running with scissors software.
I love running with scissors software. I love Postal 3. I even love the movie. Uwe Boll is a visionary director.
What is the difference between a duck?
That's funny.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, that movie had one tremendous line.
Yeah. So we were talking about hardware because you've gone through an ordeal.
And I think the hardware was actually right after I started. I decided
it's supposed to be hardware, not difficultware.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he got him. Actually, the hardware was fine.
Yeah, it was the software.
You know, yeah, the only hard part about the hardware was I always forget how much of an absolute pain in the ass it is to put in and wire up a power supply. You know, like I get all the bits in and I'm like, we're basically done. And then like 2 hours later, I'm still like routing cables around and plugging shit in.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. Did you get a new power supply?
I did, because I used for one thing, I forgot that my power supply that I was using was actually not quite as old as I thought that it was.
Right.
But I did like the Newegg wattage calculator, and it estimated like 600 to 650, or maybe like 650 to 699 watts. And I had a 650 watt. So I was like,
right.
I should upgrade that.
Did you do what I think should be a no-brainer for everybody at this point, the modular cable system?
Yeah. I had one before, but the current one was just your regular octopus tentacles permanently sprouting from the brain.
Absolutely the worst piece of hardware in the world is a non-modular PC power supply.
It is. It's so awful.
It's a nightmare. It's like, it's full of cables. They won't bend in any meaningful way. It's impossible to figure out what you're holding at any given time. Ugh.
Yeah, so this one was nice, though. The 24 pin like main motherboard power thing, that was the one I did last, and it was like crazily thick because they did a nice thing, which was they individually like each of the 24 wires was like an individually shielded wire that was separate. And it made it very flexible, but it meant that it was like 4 times as thick as a typical 24 pin connector. and
Mine
my
is the same
connector,
thing. I have the same thing.
my motherboard 24-pin connector was right next to the power supply, so I have just like 12 inches of cable all just kind of oiled up in the bottom of my case.
That's really
But
funny.
it got together, no problems. I held my breath as I turned it on, and the screen didn't come on, but then I realized I just like it was just on a different monitor that was turned off, as is always the case.
Mm-hmm.
The computer case, the PC case.
As is the
But
PC case.
I think, but a few days before that, I had tried installing a Linux distribution as a daily driver operating system to see how I like it as a possible alternative to Windows.
And I
And
love that. I love an alternative to Windows. Fuck Windows and Microsoft.
you might honestly.
Resolve works on it?
Yeah, Resolve works on it, but here this is the biggest pain point I've encountered with the Linux so far is that no, this isn't like the hugest deal in the world, but the free like there's a free version of DaVinci Resolve, but it doesn't support H.264 on at least on Linux. And this is like a licensing thing, it's like a proprietary format or whatever.
Right, sure.
But apparently, kind of like along with this, even the paid Linux version doesn't support AAC audio, which is
well, that's what I use.
The audio codec that everything on Earth uses.
Right.
So now I don't like. I guess if I was going to use DaVinci on Linux, I'd be re-encoding every audio file before editing it. So
now,
that's a bummer.
Is there something that you can get to add that in?
That's a good question.
Frankly, that's a deal breaker. Honestly, that is like absolutely a deal breaker. There's no way that I'm doing that.
Yeah. So that's why I installed Windows 11 yesterday, because I'm like, well, I need to have this around for video editing, and at least until I figure out something else I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I should look into is there some kind of like illicit plugin you can give the program to support AAC audio?
So you're saying even the paid version doesn't have it?
Even the paid version doesn't have it.
Wow. Because
I have no idea why this would be.
Yeah, I let me see. Let's see. Hold on. Get AAC audio.
Now, as hard as it is to believe that a Blackmagic product would have an extremely frustrating quirk.
Hello. Oh, you disappeared.
Hello.
As hard as it is to believe that a Blackmagic product would have an extremely irritating quirk, is I think what you said.
That was the last thing I said.
Yeah.
That was the last thing I said. Both of us had nothing to say after that, I guess, because you were Googling.
I thought that you had that you were going to finish that sentence, but you were just
that was the end.
Okay,
that was the end of the sentence.
You did disappear because I could hear you fade away, and then I could hear you fade back in when we were talking. But you just happened to not say anything in that space where you faded away.
Yeah.
It is funny that this is a Blackmagic thing. Actually, I guess I did know. I guess I just didn't. It didn't occur to me to think it was funny because it says Blackmagic right here. Here's the cheating thing that I do. I've got this custom export button that has every video thing that you could possibly want, but it's got this YouTube button where just like just export it with good YouTube settings, and it'll just do that.
Right.
You just hit YouTube 2160, and then it goes okay.
The only problem with that to me is you can ask 10 people what the best encode settings are for YouTube and get 11 answers.
Yeah, but guess what? All 11 of those answers are going to be totally indistinguishable to people watching videos on YouTube. So they're all fine.
That's maybe true.
Yeah, they're all totally fine. I'll say this. if anybody's had any problem with the visual rendering going on the Run Button channel, take it up with the YouTube preset on DaVinci Resolve, because that's what it's been. No one said anything.
And this is the problem with letting computers take over the world, is there's no one to complain to when you have a problem.
Well, I'm saying you can complain to me, but no one has. I haven't had any. I haven't had
plugin.
What's that?
You said to complain to the plugin or the option.
Oh, no. I'm saying complain in the YouTube comments is what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I do 60 frames per second. I do AV1. And
AV1, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't even use H.264. It's not even a problem for you.
Oh, wait. So AAC only doesn't work in H.264?
No. That's the thing that doesn't work in the free Linux version of DaVinci Resolve.
Oh, but does AV1 work?
Probably not, because that's also proprietary, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have to look more into why AAC audio doesn't work even in the paid version of DaVinci. That's so weird.
There's no AV1 encoding. There is AV1 decoding. In the free version.
Even in the in the free version.
I don't know about the paid version. I only found an answer for the free version.
I think the free version doesn't even have H.264 decoding.
What about Jesus Christ, that's insane. So I mean, that's another huge problem. Well, here's what I'll say about that. I have the paid version of DaVinci Resolve for Windows. And that was easy to get.
Yeah.
That was not hard for me to get.
Right. Because you went to the store with your wallet and you paid for it.
No.
What?
I can't say anything more. They've got a gun trained on my head. They're looking at me through the window.
This is shocking to me.
So I personally don't feel like it would be that difficult to get the paid version on Linux too.
No, it's not.
Right. So then that's what I would do.
Right, but it still doesn't support H.264.
Oh, even the paid version.
No, it does.
Right.
No, sorry. It still doesn't support AAC.
Yeah.
That's been the only real major disappointment with Linux so far, honestly. I downloaded Pop! OS, which is like a derivative of Ubuntu. It's got like good NVIDIA support. I had tried Pop! OS before, but I installed it on like a spare computer that was like living in our dining room. So it was fine, but I had literally I didn't have even any use for the computer, let alone the operating system. So it was just kind of like, yep, it's an operating system. Sure is. Yep. There it is. But this was like a few years ago. And I think there's been, like, for all the advancements that have been made in like gaming on Linux by that point, it seems so much further now. Like, you can, on Linux, you can just sort your Steam library by like what runs on Linux.
Yeah.
And you and I, we have like a Steam family group, whatever thing. Mm-hmm. So our libraries are basically mashed together. Yeah. And I think together we own like, well, I just bought 2 games last night. So I think now we own 1,119 games collectively on Steam.
I can't believe you have that number in your head.
Because I just checked
looking at it. Yeah, you're just looking at it. But it's even still.
But I remembered it specifically because when you sort by what runs on Linux, and now that doesn't mean it runs amazingly, like it still could like run with problems, but when you sort out what doesn't run on Linux, you get like 1,111 games. It's like 6 to 8 games out of both of our entire Steam libraries that don't run on Linux at this point.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
this is what because Ted uses Linux. My cousin Ted uses Linux, talks about it all the time, like Linux people do. And
Sure. I think I'm becoming one of these people.
One of his big arguments is like, I can play all my games. Like, the only stuff that he can't play is games that use kernel anti-cheat.
Right. And even some of that is improving.
Yeah, but also it's a great it's a great excuse to never play a game that uses kernel anti-cheat. And an invasive and insecure way of implementing a thing that fundamentally doesn't matter, and also it doesn't work because every game that has kernel anti-cheat is full of cheaters still. So
that's true. I did recently see a post from like a game developer who was like, people massively underestimate like how much good anti-cheat does. And
they underestimate how much good it does.
Yeah,
sure. I'm sure that's true.
And they also said something like, when we go through the report tickets for people reporting cheaters, usually only about 5% of those people are actually cheating. So maybe the perception of who is cheating and who isn't is a little inflated in people's minds.
Honestly, I would say that 5%, that's way higher than I expected.
5% of people reported for cheating.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would have expected it to be 0.5%. For every 100 people reported for cheating, half of one would be a real cheater. That's what I expected.
Okay.
Because just think about because I know from my experience playing games how many times I've been accused of cheating for just like being good at the game.
That's so weird. People don't usually accuse me of that. I don't know why.
Oh, that's an interesting, probably random.
Who could say? Who could say?
Probably totally random reason why it would be true for me and not for you.
Yeah, we all have different life experiences, I guess.
Yeah.
The chaotic nature of the universe.
But I know what it feels like to also think that someone that's doing better than me is cheating. But I guess maybe this is bolstered slightly by being like, well, there's so few people who are better.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is I usually just assume people who are beating me are better than me.
Yeah, and I'm like, when someone's beating me, you have to ask like, okay, well, what's going on here?
Something's screwy here.
Going on here. Anyway, yeah, I have no problem with anti-cheat. What I have a problem with is kernel level anti-cheat that doesn't seem to do anything. Like,
yeah, I have no idea why what would be better about that.
I think that basically what it does is like it lets the anti-cheat acknowledge that someone has like illegal files before the OS can disguise it.
Huh.
That's, I think, the basic idea of it. And so basically they can get in there and look at your stuff before the computer can tell it, no, you're not allowed to have access to this stuff.
Right.
Which is what is also bad about it, because it's highly exploitable. And it's just way overkill. If you had told me every game with kernel level anti-cheat, there's no cheaters in those games. Well, first of all, that's not how anti-cheat works. It doesn't work. The way that it works is it identifies a cheater, and then it gets information about what or identifies a potential cheater. Then it gets information on what they're doing, and then that information is like reviewed. So there's all of this digital and physical bureaucracy that goes into figuring out when someone is cheating. And so it basically means that like kernel anti-cheat might be able to do a better job at like helping you tell if someone is actually cheating, but what it can't do is stop cheating from happening, which is like the only argument that I would ever hear for for like why kernel anti-cheat makes sense. And it's like, since we started doing kernel anti-cheat, none of those games have ever had cheaters in them. And it's like, okay, well, that would be bad for its own reason, because you'd be just like banning people based off of scanning their game, and then no, like before they even booted up. And it's like, okay, that's crazy. I just think that cheating's not that big of a fucking deal, and people need to get over the fact that, like, when someone cheats, they'll get caught, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to encounter cheaters, and you probably shouldn't be letting video game companies into your kernel level system permissions.
Hey, I'll put that there for you. Thanks. Have a good one.
And this is why I think that one of the big benefits of Linux is that they seem to just not let you play those games at all, which is great. You can't. Sorry, no Valorant for you anymore.
Yeah. I don't know which kinds of anti-cheat are the kernel ones. Is easy anti-cheat a kernel one?
No.
Okay.
Here, I'll tell you. Easy anti-cheat is one. Yeah, look at that. Well.
Oh, I'm sorry to say there are some easy anti-cheat games that work on Linux.
Yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe some of them do
rough.
now. I'll tell you. Let's see.
Hell Let Loose is one.
Although it's possible that easy anti-cheat has a non-kernel level version of it.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm trying to find. Look, I'm sorry to give you this. I can't find a good list anywhere. This is what the Google AI is telling me when I Googled it. So I'm just telling you that it's only because I'm in a podcast and that I can't find a different link with newer information. And I know that some of this is correct. So Valorant, Fortnite, Call of Duty, Apex Legends, Rainbow Six Siege, Dota 2, Counter-Strike, Halo, Master Chief Collection. I know that Halo 5 also does. What is this
Elden
a
list
Ring.
of?
These are kernel level anti-cheat games. Although Call of Duty, I don't know if that's true. Call of Duty uses Ricochet. I don't know if that's because I've played Call of Duty with Ted, so it calls into question. Was he just on PC? Was he because he dual boots? Was he on PC or was he? And also maybe it was an older one because we haven't played Call of Duty since Microsoft hit the BDS list.
Right.
And that's been what, 7 months or something.
Another great reason to not use Windows.
Right. Another great reason to not use Windows. Call of Duty kernel anti-cheat. Oh, it was added 10 months ago. So I probably haven't played since they added this. Kernel level driver being added to anti-cheat in season 2 to 3 finally in Warzone and server side protections. Fortnite has done amazing with kernel level anti-cheat.
I could be totally wrong, but I think the anti-cheat stuff not working on Linux, I think that has a lot more to do with the anti-cheat software not supporting Linux and not like the opposite. You know what I mean? I don't think the Linux kernel like stops you from doing anti-cheat.
No. That's you're totally right. This is for what Ted has said is like basically easy anti-cheat looks at Linux as a security risk, and so it won't install itself. That's like
gotcha.
That is like what that is what Ted said, and he works with computers, and so I trust what he says.
Hey, I work with computers. When I'm
I work with computers.
When I'm editing Silent Hill in a pirated copy of Premiere, that's working with computers.
Well, I feel like you and I have experience of like being the person in the family who knows about computers, and I would say that like we have a relatively same plane computer person level. But then there's a second.
It's more like immersion more than like actually like learned understanding.
Well, I think that describes learned understanding to me. Like,
Okay.
that's
well,
that's what anybody does with computers, is that they figure out the answer to a question and then remember it.
true.
Uh,
Yeah.
and you know, but I had an extra thing on this side of on the other side of my family, the non-Kyle side, where Ted is in a different stratosphere. Ted has been,
Yeah, totally.
you know, Ted has been, you know, Ted knew more about computers when he was 12 than I know now. And so no one but my mom ever went to me for computer help because, like,
They went to Ted.
because they went to Ted. Like, you know, my dad, he was always only like, you know, 1 or 2 steps beneath me. But Ted is like 2 or 3 steps above me. So if my dad ever needed computer help, first of all, he'd try to figure it out himself because that's the kind of guy he was. But then if he really needed help, he would like, well, I'll just go to Ted. There's no way my son knows. And that was probably true.
Yeah, maybe. You know, maybe it'd been nice to ask.
I don't want to help my dad with computer stuff. No, because honestly, my dad had like really weird computer concerns. Like his questions would be like, you know, he was setting up like Windows Media Center NASs in, you know, 2002.
Right. Yeah.
So I would have been 10 and I would have genuinely had no idea what he was talking about.
Like, I know Media Center. It's when you double click on a video file and it opens it in Media Center.
He bought an Xbox 360 to use it as a media center device.
As a media center, yeah.
Yeah, and
he was one of the 5 people that bought that enormous Xbox 360 media remote.
He did have that. Yeah, he did have that.
Yeah.
You know what he had when I was really young? He had the God, Ted reshares this with me every once in a while because he's obsessed with this computer.
The Gateway TV.
Yeah, the Gateway TV computer.
We've talked about this a bunch of times, but it was very cool.
I think it hasn't come up in a long time. But Gateway had like, they were like, shouldn't your computer be the center of your living room? Why don't you try Gateway Big Computer? It's a TV.
It's a Gateway Big Computer. I mean, yeah, it took a number of years for me to look back and realize I hadn't seen anything else like that since then, that I was like, whoa, that was way ahead of the time.
It was, yeah. It was the Gateway 2000 Destination Big Screen PC. That's what it was called. And one of my earliest memories is because he had 2 of these. He had like the one from 1995, and then he got the upgraded one in 1999. But one of my earliest memories is by the way, the 1999 one came with a 31-inch screen and cost $4,000.
Wow.
Then it cost $4,1999.
Jeez.
Yes.
Now, what was the earlier one bigger? Because I remember it being like big. Or had I just never seen a 31-inch TV at that point?
So I think the earlier one was I think they were the same size. Gateway Destination.
Damn, shit really do be bigger in your child memory, doesn't it?
Well, and the other thing is that this was a CRT, big square hunking CRT monitor, you know, so like they have a hugeness to them. You know, it had like, you know, 3 inches of bezel on either side, huge, square, you know, 150-pound giant thing.
Well, yeah, what I'm thinking of was like later, like when I was in like middle school and high school, we had a 36-inch CRT in our living room.
Yeah.
And I remember the Gateway PC being even bigger than that, but I guess it wasn't.
Okay. So the original one was 31 inches, and it looks like there's a 36-inch version. So we probably had the 36-inch version too.
Maybe. Yeah.
And but one of my earliest memories is like playing in the entertainment stand, like as it was being built. Like I was like it was like laying on the ground, and I was like playing in the little cubbies.
That's Keith's first memory. Keith was born inside a computer.
It genuinely is like one of my 3 oldest memories. Another one
Keith is basically a Digimon.
I'm basically a Digimon, digital monster. Anyway, shout out to Gateway. You died too young.
That's maybe true. My memory of Gateway was that everybody who had a Gateway PC, instead of only having like Minesweeper and Solitaire, it had like 30 games pre-installed on it.
Yeah, Gateway was for gamers.
I guess so.
Yeah.
They had a cow box.
They had a cow box. I loved the cow box.
The cow box was good, actually.
Yeah.
Bring back the cow box.
Bring back the cow box. I remember. Can you imagine how big the cow box was? Again, I was playing in it as a 3-year-old. How big the cow box?
Came in a cow box
of a gate? Yeah, it came in a giant
Holy
cow
shit.
box. It was an enormous. It had a PC and a 31-inch, giant CRT monitor in it.
I can't imagine a cow box that big.
I know. It's almost
That's
hard
wild.
to believe.
I remember playing Putt Putt Goes to the Moon and the Magic School Bus space game on that TV computer.
I remember watching my parents play You Don't Know Jack. On that
I
computer.
remember that too, but with your mom and my mom.
Yeah. They've got the boxes in the commercial. By the way, you can find this commercial. I think I said the name already. It was uploaded in 2013. It's called Gateway 2000 Destination Big Screen PC. You can watch a 9-minute ad for the Gateway 2000 Destination.
So more like an infomercial about
it is like an
Gateway.
infomercial. They take most major credit cards.
Sorry, is it Gateway Destination PC?
Gateway 2000 Destination, yep.
Cool.
Yep. They don't make them like they used to. One of the things I love is they try to show people naturally using a key. By the way, wireless keyboard, of course.
Right.
Because it would have to be
IR, I guess.
Yeah, IR keyboard. They try to show people like naturally using a keyboard like from the couch, and it's very funny.
It's impossible.
Yeah, it doesn't look like I can see
the Phantom Lapboard hadn't been invented yet.
Of course, the lapboard hadn't been invented yet. He'll like pick up the keyboard, put it on his lap, type, to search for something, and then put the keyboard back on like the coffee table. And it's very funny. It's not a good way to.
Wow, okay.
It came with a remote too.
They really did need a lapboard then.
Yeah, they really did need a lapboard. It came with a remote. I remember the remote had a trackball in the remote, so you didn't actually even need the keyboard
right.
to type. So you would use the trackball in the remote to curse around. It's funny because like if the internet had been better, if the internet had been better, like effing and jeffing. This computer is like, it deserves to be around when you.
Jeffing?
Uh-huh.
What's the jeffing part?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's British slang for swearing a lot. Effing and jeffing.
Okay.
I think it's just because jeffing rhymes with effing, and they like to. That's how they do their slang over there.
They do that. They do that.
Yeah. This computer deserved to be around during Pivot to Video.
It did.
It's because like the stars were not aligned to like.
No,
we had the technology to create a big, centerpiece computer years before we had the internet speed and social media culture to take advantage of it.
That's the thing, is there wasn't so much of a need for it. Like, I would say You Don't Know Jack is probably the premier example of what that thing was good for, was like have your friends on the couch and play this multiplayer trivia game together.
Yeah.
But other than that, what are you doing with that thing?
Well, it watches. You can hook it up to your cable box and watch TV.
Oh, right. Well, it's also a
It's
TV.
also a TV. So that's the other thing. Oh my God, they're playing the fucking pinball game. What's that old pinball game?
Oh, like Space Cadet Pinball or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my God, look at this board.
Oh wait, I have to look at something now.
Well, look at your Discord. I'm sending you. You're gonna be like, oh my God, I remember that pinball table.
I don't even have one hand right now. I have so many things in my hand.
Okay. Well, you're gonna have a little surprise waiting for you. You're gonna have a blast from the past.
I can picture it, honestly.
I can't picture anything, so this is not. I didn't anticipate that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to speak insensitively.
It's okay. I just forgot that you could think about stuff. But I saw this and I was like, oh my God, I haven't thought about that table geometry in years, but I remember it. I remember it fondly. I
don't remember playing a lot of that one.
Oh, you saw it?
I don't remember if I didn't like it or if I didn't have it or didn't know that I had it. I mean, I think I didn't like it.
I didn't play a ton of it, but I played enough to be nostalgic about this image. Sorry, you totally broke up.
I'm getting a phone call from my boss or something.
Okay.
Hello. I'm back.
Welcome back.
They needed to ask me if I had a certain package for a certain address, and I didn't. Had to break their heart.
Damn. Whoa, that's crazy.
I don't know why they needed to know that.
That's crazy. I don't think that's like, this is huge information that that someone could get in touch with a mail carrier to ask if they have someone's package. Like that is that's so beyond the realm of conceivable action that I could take if I'm looking for a package, to me.
Well, it wasn't like a customer. I don't know why my boss was asking. I guess it was probably because somebody called the post office to be like, where's my package? People do this all the time.
Yeah, of course. I'm sure. And
you can, hey, if you're missing a package, you can absolutely bother the shit out of your local post office worker until they still can't find it for you.
Right. That's the thing is, like, I don't know. We have the machine. We have the computer that you have that tells you where it is.
Yeah.
If it says it's somewhere that it's not there, I also don't know what's like going on.
Yeah. They may have like 10% more information, but like not really. But I also don't know that much about it because that's not my job.
So the one thing that like I can think of where it sort of makes sense is because I live in an apartment building. We have a mail room. We don't have buzzers or anything. So what happens is with UPS, with FedEx, with USPS, if something needs a signature, they will just leave a note saying we couldn't find you. And I get like, it's just like, well, I know that you didn't try to find me, but there's no real way you could have found me.
Can I tell you, if you lived in an apartment building that did have buzzers, that might still happen sometimes.
I guess what I'm saying is more like there's no buzzer culture. Like in New York, I bet actually that people use the buzzers constantly because there's a buzzer culture, but there's no buzzer culture in Massachusetts or Rhode Island. Like if 90% of the places you went were apartment buildings with buzzers, and
I mean, like, they know they're supposed to use the buzzer, but they want to just leave the note and get the hell out of there.
Yeah, I assume that this also happens, but I think that if there was more buzzers, that would be less, because it was just part of your normal routine to hit the buzzer. But I don't know, maybe not. But so anyway, what I'm saying is, like, this is when I can imagine it could be useful to call is like, hey, I got this note saying that you missed me. Can I come get this package today or no? Like, am I going to have to wait until tomorrow? Because that fucking breaks my heart.
Yeah, and you will have to wait till tomorrow, by the way.
I know. Occasionally, I haven't had to. And this is usually with FedEx and UPS, not USPS.
Yeah.
That's pretty much a never. But with FedEx and UPS, there's like, you can drive to this place and tell them your name at 7:00, and they might have your package. And I'm like, okay.
That sucks.
Yeah, but there's
Yeah, I mean, you can, at least the USPS ones, you can like sign the note and leave it back out to have the thing redelivered, but then you are waiting in even an extra day.
Yeah, and the thing that is frustrating isn't this procedure. The part that's frustrating isn't that, like, I can't tell you ahead of time, and by you I mean anybody, anybody who might deliver packages, like, hey, I know that I need a signature for this, and I know that I won't be able to give you one. Don't try to deliver it. Just hold it there, and I'll come get it on the day that it's there. And there's no way to do that. I would love to just be like, hey, on Monday, don't try to deliver this. Just put it in the missed packages pile.
I guess that's a P.O. box.
And I'll come get it. Yeah, but P.O. boxes are really expensive.
Yeah, I don't remember how much they cost. They're not free.
No, they're certainly not free. A P.O. box is like $100 a month.
No, it's not.
Yeah, they're like $70 to $100 a month for packages.
I mean, we would never have had a Run Button P.O. box if it cost that much.
We had a Run Button P.O. box?
You don't remember?
No. Did we ever get anything in it?
Probably not. I don't know. Maybe a little bit, I think. I don't remember.
So
if you ever send something to the Run Button P.O. box, comment about it.
Hey, you work for the post office. Can you get a free O box?
Yeah, right.
No, it doesn't work like that.
They're already mad about the not that high salary they have to pay me.
That's true. It's not that high.
It's not that
high. People think I make a lot at this job. I don't. I don't make a little amount of money, but it's definitely not big.
My question, the way that I always balance it is like, do you do more work than you would if you were a waiter? And do you make more money than you would if you were a waiter? And I think that
I don't know the answer to those.
Well, I'm getting there. My impression is that you do a lot more work than you would have to do if you were a waiter, and you make about as much money, which is when I worked at California Pizza Kitchen, which is the sort of place you could get a job. I was making like,
wait, what the hell am I doing here?
I was making $22 an hour, basically 20 to 22, and that was in 2018. But the thing is that I was working very limited hours, so I was working like 32 hours a week. If I worked more, I would have made less. No, sorry.
If you worked more, you would have made less.
Less per hour. Okay. I messed up on the calculation. I was making $22 an hour if you're assuming a 40-hour work week, but I was actually doing like a 32-hour work week. So I was really making like $26 or $27 an hour, because I was only working like 4 to 9, or 4 to 8:30 really.
I do have to say, waiting would be like a nightmare job for me, because I'd have to like interact with people for money.
You already do that.
Not really, though.
That's already what this is.
No, I mostly just walk up and I leave the paper and I walk away.
No, the Run Button.
Oh, no, this is different.
It's different?
Because it's just you.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't want to talk to strangers.
Honestly, waiting tables is the best thing that I ever did. I think it helped me in my life more than anything else I've ever done.
Really?
It's funny how much like being forced to have totally inane interactions with people all day like changes your perspective on, well, changed my perspective on things like small talk and how difficult is it to talk to strangers. Like, to me, the worst feeling in the world has always been like going to a party and you're like, I don't know any of these people. I guess I'll putter around until someone talks to me. And then like waiting tables is like exercising the least exercised muscle in my brain, which is the muscle that teaches you that there's no danger to talking to a person you don't know. And actually, it's the most normal thing that you can do is to be like, hey, what's going on? Like, that's just kind of how everyone wants to be talked to, because nobody wants to be the hey, what's going on guy, but everyone wants to be interacted with positively.
Right.
And so it's like, oh, if I can swallow the medicine of being the person who interacts with other people, then those people are almost instantly my friends now. That's what being a waiter taught me. And
I will say as a plus column for delivering mail, because you talked about it exercising the least used muscle in your brain. But this job exercises some of the least used muscles in my body, which are like my legs and stuff.
Well, I'll tell you, waiting tables exercises those same muscles.
True. Yeah, you're right. Damn. Good point.
And you have to have a briskness when you're waiting tables too. There's a speed to. There's maybe less overall walking, but there's a real briskness to the.
You have to be pretty brisk with the mail. They really do. This will shock you. They really don't want to give you a lot of time to do the work you have to do.
Yeah. And more than ever true. And also fewer mail carriers.
Yeah.
So my point was at the end of the day was like the I think that probably the harder work is balanced out at being a mail carrier by basically having worker protections instead of having maybe famously the least worker protections in like sort of mainstream American job market. Being a waiter is like basically being a mercenary.
I get a couple weeks of paid vacation.
You do, and
that's more than zero.
Because the post office funds itself, you still get paid during a government shutdown. I bet that was a happy realization.
The only benefit to the postal service not receiving money from the government is that I still get paid when the government is shut down.
It's funny because it's like the exact thing that makes people make up lies about the post office to slander them is sort of the whole argument about it collapses during a government shutdown where it's like no one's getting paid, everyone is furloughed or doing free work or whatever except the post office and I guess Amtrak. Those are the two things.
That's not even the government though, right? They just have like a charter.
Amtrak is a sort of pseudo-governmental monopoly. They do have a charter. I don't know if they're fully private or semi-private. It's a federally chartered for-profit corporation with the U.S. government as its controlling shareholder. So there we go.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
A quasi-public corporation. Of course, as everyone knows, the thing that makes Amtrak different from the USPS is that Amtrak's charter contains that it should make a profit. Which is
right. I thought the main difference was that they do trains.
No, that's actually almost the same thing as what you do.
Huh.
Yeah, you're like a human train for mail.
That is true.
You move mail instead of people. It's just stuff moving.
Yeah. And I haven't been renovated in years.
Actually, Amtrak just got a bunch of new trains. The
Oh, that's good.
Amtrak Acela just got a bunch of new trains. Not good enough, by the way. Not good enough. The new Acela trains, not a big enough improvement. They have here's how you can tell it's not good enough. They all the seats have built-in phone chargers now. And that sounds great, right? But they're all
That does sound great.
USB-A. And it's like we're so far past USB-A.
We are?
Yeah, we are. Well, what you want to do is build a train for the future.
Yeah.
You know, so like, do you want to live in a world where the only USB-A cable you have left is for when you go on a train?
Yeah, you could probably say that the USB-A train is leaving the station.
Yes, the USB-A train is leaving the station. Anyway, yes. So the USPS sort of responsibility is that it reach every person in the country. But Amtrak has a sort of competing thing of like, we're supposed to be sort of easily accessible and also affordable, but also we need to make a profit. And it's because so it's like, okay, well, the profit thing has superseded everything else because they're certainly not losing money, and also there's not that many fucking rails, and they're really expensive.
It's so fucking deranged. Why on earth would the fucking trains need to make a profit?
Right. Yes. Why?
Like,
I don't understand. Same with the post office. It's the same thing. People are like, it should be making a profit. It's like, why? Don't you need mail to have a country? Shouldn't the mail be part of the country? It's like, but there's people out there. There's people out there who believe that the fire department should be making money. They really believe that. And so those people trick regular people by saying sneaky things like, you know, the USPS, they lose money every year. And it's like, yeah, so do the roads.
Well, the USPS does not lose money every year.
Well, they've lost money the last few years, at least.
What?
Yeah,
that can't be true. That sounds fake.
So they still self-fund, but they are losing money. But not a lot.
That's not what I've heard.
Let's see.
But anyways, yeah, I mean, like any person you hear telling you
net
that
loss of $10 billion last year.
What?
But I wonder how much of that went. Who cares? Who cares?
I wonder how much of that. I wonder how much of that went to their like boondoggle new mail truck, thing.
Wait, they bought their new mail trucks from Boondoggle? That seems ill-advised.
Have you seen the new mail trucks? I mean, like,
I think that I have, but I don't remember them off the top of my head.
They look absolutely insane. What I drive, like, because you know the standard LLV box mail truck thing. Oh, hang on. Here's the dog that loves me. You know those box mail trucks. They're old and they're pieces of shit. They're basically like a go-kart with like a cube stuck on the back of it.
Yeah, love them. Love those.
And they look real fun, but they're an absolute misery to use for work.
Mm-hmm.
But so like the Postal Service has been getting a bunch of other vehicles to use over the years. Like that's why you see a lot of those like the big tall vans, like the Dodge Ram ProMaster, like vans with the sliding door on the side. Like that's what I use every day. And that's great. That's like absolutely perfect for what I do. You know, basically no notes, doesn't need to be changed or improved. But I think there's like some element in the Postal Service that really likes the idea that they have like their own iconic vehicle. And so they dumped a bunch of money into like coming up with a whole new type of truck, and it looks absolutely insane.
Okay, is it the one with this really little hood, this really little low down hood? All right, I've got to tell you, I kind of love it. I kind of like it. Well,
you know, who am I to tell you you're wrong?
should the hood maybe be a little lower? I don't know. It kind of looks like a cartoon character to me.
Be a little lower.
What's that?
I'm laughing at you saying, should the hood be a little lower?
No, sorry. I meant the roof. Should the roof maybe be a little lower? Yeah, I think probably. I kind of like this. It's kind of wacky and kooky.
Yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's like you look at the front of a car, it's got two parts. It's got the bottom part where the engine is, and it's got the top part where the windshield is. And it's like, what if you grabbed the slider in the middle and scrunched and pulled it down?
Yeah, it's
so
like a mail truck that's been
squished.
altered by the N64 Super Mario like tool where you drag everything into a weird position.
Exactly, yeah.
I gotta say, I can see why those like Sprinter vans are really useful and why that it should just be one and done. Get a fucking van and spray paint post office on the side with the Patriots logo. I don't understand why
basically
the mail uses the Patriots logo. But I gotta say, these stupid little guys, I don't know. It's kind of fun. It's kind of kooky.
All right, but what if you were staring down the barrel of potentially having to live most of your life in one of those stupid little guys?
I love the massive windshield. I think that's great.
It looks crazy.
It looks crazy. They're not electric, right? That would be nice if we had a bunch of new electric.
I don't remember.
Trucks.
I think like everybody deciding if they're going to do electric or not. I think they've like flip-flopped a number of times or something.
Sure. Both gasoline and battery.
Okay.
The contract, which is valued at $6 billion, was awarded to Oshkosh Defense of the Oshkosh Corporation in February 2021. Up to 160,000 vehicles will be built in a new South Carolina factory. 4 variants are expected: gasoline-powered, battery, electric. 4 variants of the NGDV are expected to be in fleet. Both
gas, electric, hybrid, and kooky.
Gas, electric, hybrid, and kooky. Okay, I see now. There's going to be front wheel drive and all wheel drive in both gas and electric. So some people are going to get really nice ones, and some people are going to get not so nice ones. I guess the all wheel drive or the front wheel drive is just going to be places where there's no snow.
Yeah.
I guess so.
So you would probably get an all wheel drive and either gasoline or battery.
Well, I would hope that I'd get all-wheel drive, but I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, if you're gonna make both, why would you ever send a front-wheel drive one to New England? So you'd send your front-wheel drive ones to Florida.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I guess there's probably a lot of parts of the country where you're driving on a lot of dirt roads.
Yeah.
So maybe that would be good for all-wheel. I don't know.
God, these are funny looking guys. Look at this weird little thing. What a bizarre.
You gotta Google it. It's crazy.
You gotta Google it. It's crazy. I couldn't believe it when I saw it.
First of all, no memory at all of how we got here.
You were talking about that you don't make that much money.
No, but I don't know. How did we get there, though?
We got there talking about buying computer parts.
No, that's not what happened.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I guess my keys are in my truck. All right, listen, Keith. Listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
Okay.
Okay? Listen.
Okay.
Windows 10 is dying.
Windows 10 is dying.
I think the Windows 10 is dying, Cloud.
This is, by the way, we're 1 hour and 34 minutes into this. We've just reached the reason why we're recording.
Hey, man, you wanted to talk about Pokemon ZA and Gateway.
That's true.
Uh, Probably everyone knows that Microsoft has decided against the entire planet's will that security updates for Windows 10 will no longer be happening.
This is
Which
psychotic.
means
This is like the most
it's-
insane
it's-
thing of all time.
Yeah, it's deranged. Oh shit, hang on. My beeping. We talked about this before. This is, I think, a very interesting fact, which is that like when they killed support for Windows 8.1, only like 1.2% of Windows computers had Windows 8.1 on it, and they killed it like last year, which is like 12 years after Windows 8 came out or something.
Yeah.
And then the very next year, they're killing Windows 10, the good one everyone likes and is still using.
Right.
And that already happened. That was like, what, 10 days ago or something?
Mhm.
That was supposed to be the end of free security updates. You can pay $1 zillion to get a few more years. But so I was forced. My hand was forced, Keith. If I want to still be able to use Windows in any form, I had to upgrade to Windows 11. I had to do it. They made me.
Yeah, they made you. They made me too. When I bought my laptop. When I bought my laptop, it came with Windows 11 already on it. And then I was having computer problems, and I was like, well, maybe switching to Windows 11 on my desktop will fix the problems I'm having. It didn't.
What?
It didn't.
Wait, what?
I was having computer problems.
Your laptop was having
No,
problems?
my desktop. So I was already on Windows 11 on my laptop. And so when my desktop started having problems, I was like, maybe reinstalling Windows will help. And so I reinstalled the newest version of Windows, which is Windows 11.
Yeah.
It didn't help or solve my problems, but my hand was also forced in a different way.
Yeah. And also like Cheryl just had to buy a whole new laptop because her laptop was too old to upgrade, because that's the other part that's insane. It's not just that you have to upgrade to Windows 11, is that this is like the most computers ever that are like ineligible for the next version of Windows.
Right, because
People
they've added in a completely arbitrary thing where you need to have like hardware that can pass fucking a check to be
it's like a security module type thing that needs to be on your computer hardware.
Yeah.
And so a totally arbitrary thing that they made up that I'm sure does give the computer more security in some way that no one cares about. But like people are calling it the largest e-waste event in history for like all the computers that are just going to get like thrown out.
Yeah, this is the what we're talking about. I couldn't remember the acronym. It's the TPM 2.0.
Yeah,
is the thing that your hardware needs to have in order to like meet Windows 11 like security minimum requirements. And there are plenty of totally usable laptops that don't have that, and desktops that don't have that hardware, that like completely viable. Like, how many millions of people use a laptop to watch YouTube and to type in Google Docs and to browse the web and not to play Fortnite, and they are completely happy using a 10-year-old laptop, and then suddenly Windows is like, sorry, you can't use that because we have created a thing called TPM2, which we've lived without for all of time, and your computer cannot be on Windows 11 unless you have it, and you have to be on Windows 11 now. Hello? Oh, I lost Kyle. I thought that Kyle had nothing to say.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I got another call from my boss asking me about some bullshit. It's funny, that almost never happens. It happened twice in 2 hours.
That's weird.
So I was gonna say when you're like most people just use their laptop for writing documents and watching YouTube. And hey, I'll just say, you know what's great at writing documents and watching YouTube? Linux.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure that that's
So
true.
those laptops can totally be upgraded to Linux, baby.
Mm. I'll just repeat what I had said, which is like, uh, they all of those people who are totally happy with their 10-year-old laptops, like, and not upgrading to Windows 11.
Fuck those
They've
people.
just
These
decided
monsters.
they've just decided to be like, sorry, that laptop is about to be a massive security risk. For no reason. You have to now buy a new laptop. I don't know if you know this. Laptops are fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they are.
To tell people you just have to have a laptop now, a new laptop now. That's crazy.
It's completely psychotic.
Yeah.
So that's like I'm already that is the main driver behind my like switch to mainly using Linux is I'm just like fuck these people.
Yeah.
Like
Fuck
I
these
know
people.
I know a lot of people have been on like the screw Microsoft train like for decades and decades at this point.
Sure, and they're right to.
It never really bothered me that much. I'm mostly like, yeah, they're a corporation, they want profit, go figure kind of thing. Like not like they're my friend, but it's not like I didn't have like a chip on my shoulder about it. But
Well,
like
it's
this is
the
just insane.
computer. It's the computer. You have to have a little bit of like, well, I kind of have to use the computer.
Yeah.
Computer chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
That's what I have now.
I have a computer chip on my shoulder. Title.
Ooh, that's the
Title.
title right there. You got it. Nice. Yeah. So, but even though even though I'm infuriated about this, I'm still like, well, I'm gonna need Windows at least for now. So I'm gonna upgrade to the Windows. Like I said, Cheryl already bought a new laptop, a new refurbished laptop, and we were already getting annoyed by like its stupid ads on the lock screen and stuff. Like I know I said this on the Discord. I was like blown away by looking at her lock screen as soon as we turned the computer on, and it had two separate ads for Game Pass on the lock screen.
Jeez.
Like two different Xbox logos that used two different sets of wording that to just say maybe you should sign up for Game Pass. I'm like, what is this? It's crazy. There's like news headlines I didn't ask for on like the taskbar.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. Can't my computer just be me? Can't it just be my stuff, please?
I know you
I'll
open
say
the
that
start
I
menu.
genuinely like I totally agree in spirit with this. I frankly I like my eyes just completely gloss over this stuff. I don't see it. Like
You sure you didn't turn it off?
I'm positive I didn't turn it off. I guess
It doesn't drive you insane that you open the start menu and it's like, here's a program you have, here's a program you have, here's a program you might want. WhatsApp. You want WhatsApp?
Let's see.
No, I don't want WhatsApp. What's your fucking problem?
My start menu doesn't have anything that I don't have installed in it. Okay,
What's
well,
up with
I
that?
guess it does have Microsoft 365 Copilot in there, and it says that it's pinned, but I'll just hit unpin from start because I don't actually
you can
use
definitely
these.
unpin that.
Unpin Outlook. Yeah, these are all just pinned. Solitaire and casual games unpin. Microsoft Clipchamp unpin. LinkedIn
Solitaire.
unpin.
Solitaire is finally free again. I think they were making you pay for it in like Windows 8, maybe
whoa.
Windows 10.
That's going to be a huge savings for me because of how obsessed I am with the only paid version of Solitaire of all time.
Hang on. When I tell you, though, you're saving money on the game, but you are going to have to pay $3 for the retro Windows 95 card backs pack to get the fish and the robot.
Whoa, worth it. How much? Arm and a leg? Whatever it takes.
It's like, yeah, it's like $3 or something. But Because I was like messing around with Cheryl's laptop. This is why. I just wanted to see if they made you pay for solitaire. But the funny part is, it'll let you upload, or not upload. It'll let you use any image on your computer for your own custom card back. So I just went online and downloaded a picture of the fish card back and just put that on there like that. So,
okay. So if I open the start menu and then start searching for something, and it will guess what I want until it's something that I don't have. And then it's like, okay, do you want to like search the web for that? But if I then delete everything, what it does is it has basically a Bing panel. So it has International Artist Day, Happy Birthday Picasso, amazing art installations, a list of trending searches, a games for you section that has like casual games like Cut the Rope and Space Waves, a trending searches from the web page. And so that's all stuff that's like not mine. It's just like a little Bing panel. I can even see my Microsoft account.
that's surprising to me. When I open the start menu, I just have a WhatsApp icon, like as if I have it, but it is under
so
like
weird.
recommendations. Like maybe you want this.
I genuinely do not have an area that says recommendations. So
Anyways,
open the start
I,
menu. Oh, it just it says recommended, and then it recommends 6 files that I opened recently. So maybe you just haven't opened enough files.
Oop. Sorry, I hated that thing you said, so I left you in silence to think about what you'd
Okay.
done.
It's I guess this is nice. Like I'm finally feeling not insane, because every time anybody talks about Windows 11, they have like so much negative to say about all the different like ads and ways that they advertise to you and like try to get you to download stuff. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm not seeing any of that. And now that we're actually looking at it, I'm like, yeah, it's not here. I don't know what to tell you. It doesn't. It's
so
not giving me
weird.
that stuff.
That is so weird. I did find a
Program called Shut Up 10 that will like gives you little like dip switches to like dig into your operating system and turn off like all the telemetric stuff of like sending your data to Microsoft and turning off
Great.
app suggestions, uninstalling Copilot.
Oh, that would be.
So
I
that's
would
been
love
nice.
to uninstall Copilot.
You can do that, I think. I don't know how permanent these changes will be when like the next Windows update comes or whatever.
I'm sure they'll want to
Turn it back on.
Turn it back. I'm sure that like the Windows 10 plus people will want to keep supporting that.
Oh yeah, no, I just like I think it's one of those things where like you have to open the app again and return everything off.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's called Shut Up 10
Oh, Shut Up 10 Okay.
I imagine it was originally made for Windows 10 and then they upgraded it, but why wouldn't you just change it to Shut Up
Windows
11?
Yeah.
It's even the next version of your program, so you could call up the next number. Anyways, I'm doing other people's job for them.
Hey, great. Hey, listen to this YouTube comment. I feel this is how I feel about Run Button. My God, why does Run Button have so little subscribers still? You're literally the best YouTubers on here for me, and no channel has compared with your humor and entertainment you provide. It totally bewilders me that you're not more well known. Yeah, I also feel bewildered by that.
I have to say I do kind of like our average number literally does not increase. Like we've been stuck on like 14,700 for like years or something.
So what happened was like we had gotten above 1,400 and then we like dipped below. Something happened on YouTube where there was like a big unsubscriber thing. I think it happened to a lot of channels. But we dipped like way below 14K. And so we've been slowly building back up. And right now we're at 14.8. And actually we had a good month, 63 subscribers this month. That's way more than usual. That's like,
wow.
That's like triple usual.
That honestly, if even possibly more. Windows 11.
Windows 11.
Now, here's the thing though, is that I do agree that like all of these problems with like seeing the ads and stuff, it is a lot more just like the shock of it being new, where like, even though it's super annoying, you'll get used to it. Though I have to say, like, it's so annoying the idea of like Windows as a service. Like, it's like they're doing that thing. They're doing that thing. Everyone says, what is it? If the service is free, you're the product thing.
Right.
And that's like kind of what Windows is now, except if you don't already have a key, Windows is still $140 though. The saying isn't if the service is $140, you're the product. It's crazy.
Okay, so you're totally right, but there's so many free ways to get a key. I mean, I have not paid for Windows since 2010. And no, sorry, that's wrong. I have not paid for Windows ever.
Until last night, I had never paid for Windows.
So I've never paid for Windows, but I'm on a legitimate copy of Windows now. Like, because they sometimes are just like, you can get a key.
What?
Yeah, they did
What?
it. They
What?
did it during. They do it like basically once a generation. Like I remember actually. Okay, so I think that maybe Windows 8 to go from a Windows with no key to Windows with a key, they were charging you $30. But I don't know
What the
what.
fuck?
So I don't remember exactly what happened. But do you remember a few years ago I had like Activate Windows all the time in my thing? Like in
Yes.
Run, yeah. So
Yeah.
at some point, they just gave me a key, and I've just had a key.
I thought I gave you a Windows activation script utility
So
to make that go away.
now I have used that multiple times, including a different and had already used a different one. But no, I have like a keyed copy of Windows now.
Okay. Well,
I think maybe it was like a Windows 11 thing. They were just like, "Hey, I know we know that you don't have a key. Do you want to upgrade to Windows 11?" And I'm like, yeah, I sort of needed to reinstall Windows anyway."
What?
Maybe it was which was like I don't know, 10 months ago or no.
Am I just learning that you live in a different dimension from me? What are you talking about?
They just gave me it. They just gave me. So it was last November is when I upgraded my from quote unquote upgraded to Windows 11, and I think they just said like we'll give you a legitimate copy of Windows if you upgrade.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
There you go.
You're the one I thank.
Thanks a lot. Have a good one. Oh my God, Keith.
Do you hear that guy's
Oh my
authentic
God.
Boston accent? You're the one I
just-
thank.
You just
Witnessed my first and extremely early holiday tip of the year.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
He handed me $20.
That's nice. Yeah, it is
Um,
extremely early.
Yeah, it was very early. That's
What's the
crazy.
percentage of houses you get tips from?
Not high.
Low, yeah, that makes
Not
sense.
not very high.
I don't even
and
know
don't-
how I
hey,
would.
Don't think I don't take notice.
I don't even
think
know.
I don't take notice. The ones who don't.
I don't even.
I don't really.
I don't even know how I would tip my mail carrier. Because
You can leave out a Christmas card that says to mail carrier.
I live in a building with 50 units. I can't
Uh,
leave cash somewhere.
You're right.
Yeah, that's the
You're
problem.
right.
And I can't leave it in an envelope in the mailbox that says like to mailman because I don't think that you're
Yeah.
allowed to take that. I think that would make the mail person nervous.
Like take it out of the mailbox.
Yeah.
I think it would be fine as long as like you have as long as they can actually see it. Like if you have the kind where like the boxes tilt out and the mail goes in from the top.
What's a good mail tip? What's like
Uh,
so when I was waiting tables, I know how small of a tip would frustrate me.
yeah.
It was anything below. Honestly, I'm going to be honest. Every waiter I've ever worked with, except when I worked at an Indian restaurant that had a large Indian clientele who they did not tip very well. But they tipped me well. Sorry, here's the problem. They do it
Oh
on
my God.
purpose. They fucking hate you. Like, they hate. So here's the thing. They knew that they couldn't get away with not tipping me. So I was getting, 15 to 25% from all my Indian tables. But the Indian and especially the Bangladeshi coworkers of mine, they were getting goose egg from their Indian tables.
What?
Goose egg,
That's
no
crazy.
tip, night after night after night after night. Goose egg.
What?
Yeah, unbelievable. Same people
They're
that would
basically
leave.
like, they're like, you're from where we're from. You know how this works.
You know
don't
how
get
this works. You
anything."
get nothing. Yes, that is exactly
That's
it.
crazy.
It is exactly it. Like they would the same tables that would tip me 15% would tip, my coworker 0 or like
Oh my
or like
god.
$2 or something crazy. Like unbelievable. Like that's so. This is that is a thing. This is like a personal thing. This is like I'm allowed to not tip you. Like, you have to get it. You don't deserve this money. But the white kid, he's not in on it like we are.
He doesn't know you're not supposed to be. It's,
and
the mental gymnastics going on here are astounding.
And here's like the even crazier part. God, the politics of being a waiter is like kind of crazy. So
Yeah.
they before this restaurant that I worked at hired a couple white waiters. They were tip pooling, which is a great thing to do at a restaurant.
Yeah.
So they would say, all the tips go into a bucket and we all share. And basically what that means, and this is why a lot of servers don't like it, because they pit servers against each other, is like, hey, if you get stiffed by a table, it's fine. We will share that. And if I get hugely rewarded by a table, it's fine. We all share that. And so it lets you not have to bust your ass because everyone's sort of looking out for each other by pooling tips. But they hired a couple. They hired a couple white servers, and none of the Indian and Bangladeshi servers wanted to pull tips anymore. But I'm like, guys, I'm making better tips than you. You've totally misinterpreted the situation here, thinking that they were going to do better with their tables than I would. And I'm like, no, you have it backwards.
That's wild.
They like literally.
All of this is so wild.
It's crazy. They literally stopped pooling tips like the week I started working there. It used to be a regular thing, and then the week that I started, they were like, no more pooling tips. And I'm like, okay, I'm walking out of here with like $100 extra a night. It was crazy.
Anyways, to answer your question, I will admit that I get a little disappointed when the tip is less than $20.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes
It's
sense.
for the whole year. You might also want to keep in mind, how annoying is your house to deliver mail to? Like, if you've got like if you got a mailbox that's like right on a sidewalk, it's a flat sidewalk and whatever, probably don't worry about it that much. But if you live up like 3 flights of stairs or something, maybe consider giving a tip.
Yeah. Or if you live in a place where all the houses are far apart. Well, I guess that means you have to drive everywhere, so maybe it's not a big deal. Like, I was thinking of...
It's not as good as it sounds, I'll tell you.
I was thinking of where I used to live in Milton. I'm sure you can remember. Maybe you don't know where the mailboxes were. But maybe you do. They were sort of... I
think so.
They were sort of in between... All the mailboxes were together sort of in between my grandparents' house and my house.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you had to drive up the super, super long driveway and then drive back down it. But I guess that's not that big of a deal.
Probably not, because it's so long you're driving. I have like one house that's like set back up on a hill, and I have to walk up like this very long driveway uphill to get to it. I don't think they tip me. They should, though.
Here's how much you tip for a waiter at a restaurant before they get annoyed that you didn't tip enough. Anything less than 20, they're complaining. Literally anything.
20%, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, 20%. Because here's the thing. It's one thing if it's like not even close to 20. It's like, well, this person was a lost cause. Like if it's 15%, you're mad. You're mad at the guy, but you're like, I had no shot. Guys who tip 15% just tip 15%. The thing that makes you mad though is if it's like
15% is a long way from 20. You're saying
15 is a long way from 20. Yeah.
I thought you'd say like 15% is more annoying because it's like you could have just given me a bit more for 20.
Well, so that's the thing. It's like there'll be people like their bill would be $50 and they would tip like $8.23. And it's like, why did you tip me $8.23 on $50? Why didn't you just give me $10?
That's funny.
So that's annoying, but not as like, oh my God, what the fuck? Why did you do that to me? But then the other thing is like, okay, you tipped me $4 on $50. That's like, I hate you, fuck you, but it doesn't annoy me. So it's like this weird thing of like, why did you burden me with $1 less?
I think that would annoy me. I learned an insane statistic about like Uber tipping recently.
Oh yeah?
That I forget if this was some kind of survey or if Uber like looked at their own like data or something, but it was like the percentage of Uber riders who tip for every ride is 1%.
Holy
and the number
fuck.
And the number of riders who never ever tip is 60%.
Oh my God. I've never not tipped.
Isn't it?
It never has even occurred to me to not tip.
Well, I think one time I didn't tip, but that's because the guy was a psycho and I didn't feel comfortable being in the car with him. But other than that,
that's fair. Wait, you didn't feel comfortable being in the car?
No, because he was like shouting at other cars out the window and like driving erratically and stuff.
But why would you have to be in the car with him?
He actually wasn't Uber, it was Lyft. He was my Lyft driver.
Sorry, Lyft. Sorry, yes. Okay. You said Uber and I was thinking Uber Eats because I was on food.
Oh, no, sorry.
Okay. Of course I also still have never not tipped. But I do. Of course, if there's a psycho, I think you're allowed to not tip a psycho.
Yeah. I like complained about that guy through like, customer support in the app or something. And they were like, we're sorry, have a free Lyft ride. And I was kind of like, probably good on Lyft, actually. Yeah. I don't use rideshare that much anyway.
Well, we both have cars.
Exactly.
So it doesn't come up that often.
But though recently I think actually this was when I had like my car was like impounded or whatever. Like the thing is, to compete with Uber, a lot of like real taxi companies just have Uber style apps now. So you can just use not the tech nightmare companies to get a ride.
Oh, that's nice. More expensive though. Honestly, I bet at this point, real taxis are probably just as cheap, if not cheaper, depending.
Yeah, it didn't seem very expensive. Like I said, I don't really use rideshare, so I don't have like a great barometer for that stuff, but it didn't seem expensive.
There was a time when Uber seemed like a really good deal if what you needed was a 10-minute ride, and now it seems like throwing money down the toilet.
Well, yeah, because they jacked the prices like 1,000,000%, right?
Right, yeah. Especially if like anytime their computers say people are likely to want a ride, then they're suddenly much more expensive to use. And it's like, okay, well, this is, what a restaurant doesn't do? It doesn't increase all of the prices of the food at dinner time when people are likely to be hungry.
Technically, I mean, a lot of restaurants have lunch menus where the food is cheaper.
Well, but it's cheaper food, but smaller portions. And different menu items. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Talking about the Indian restaurant, we had a lunch menu. Everything was half price, but the portions were half the size because it's lunch.
Huh.
Yeah. It was a great lunch menu. By the way, this is the best.
By the way,
I'm going to shout this place out because I don't work there anymore and I'm never going to work there again. And it's really good food. Rasoi it's on the Providence Pawtucket line. Really good Indian food.
Cool. I have to say, still haven't gotten to my Windows 11 story.
My boss used to encourage me to racially profile by he told me multiple times, this is not just my boss, but the owner of 3 different Indian restaurants in Rhode Island. He would tell me to put in a spice level that corresponds to how dark people's skin was. he would point at himself and he said, "If they're brown like me, make it spicy." And I would be like,
buddy,
I'd be like, Sanjeev, I like it spicy. I like it spicy too.
Yeah, I think we live in an era of expanding spice appreciation on the lighter end of the skin color
Yeah,
spectrum.
I just always like spicy food, even as a kid. I
know you're a very special boy.
I'm a very special boy. Well, I think that a lot of boys as kids develop a interest in spicy food as a sort of proto masculinity, being like,
Yeah,
I can handle it. I can handle spicy wings.
Totally. I mean, that's a lot of it.
That's
yeah.
a lot of it. And then some people never
the
grow
like
out of
novelty hot sauce
that. Right, exactly.
industry.
Yeah. I just like things that taste good, and sometimes those things include peppers. I definitely grew out of the like I'll get the hottest fucking thing on the menu. What's your hottest sauce? I'm like, I would like the thing that tastes best, please.
Yeah.
Windows 11.
Windows 11. I only got 3 houses left, Keith. We're running out of time.
There's very little road left.
All right. So I'm thinking, apparently some people live charmed lives where Microsoft just hands them free Windows keys, but
with no
I'm
ads, no ads anywhere.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm thinking like, okay, it's really annoying that like every time Microsoft comes out with a new Windows thing, it's like available for free, but only if you already have a key. And piracy stuff is shady. You don't know what it's doing to your computer, so I should probably just buy the thing. I should pay for the Windows. I don't know how I found this, but I like ended up on like one of those shady sites that was like, we have Windows keys for $15. Don't ask too many questions.
And it worked?
So at first I thought it maybe didn't, like, 'cause they sent me an email after I paid for it, and I couldn't find the key, and I was getting annoyed, and I didn't want to deal with contacting their customer support because I'm lazy and impatient.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I was already going to spend $140 for the Windows 11 from the real Microsoft site. I'll just go do it, whatever. And I go in there, and they already have my PayPal account for my Microsoft account.
Right.
Because that's what they do.
It's the future.
And it's the future. Everything's connected. It's very convenient.
It's never been easier to spend your money.
It's never been easier to give Microsoft $140 they don't deserve.
Yeah.
And so I, like, whatever, click checkout, and it says error, like, problem processing your purchase. Please contact support. And I'm like, that's weird. I just used my PayPal account like earlier today, I think. What's up with that? I try a couple more times, still doesn't work. So then I'm like, okay, I'll put in my debit card. Maybe there's something weird with my PayPal, or I don't know. Same thing. Error processing your payment, please contact support. And it's like 11:30 at night. And I'm like, I probably can't contact support.
Right.
This is very annoying.
So this whole thing is just like, I'm like losing my mind.
You're
I'm like,
pre-annoyed.
I'm finally doing the thing. I'm trying to give you $140 you don't deserve. Just take my money. But so I go back to my shady website email and realize that I totally just missed a green button in the email that's like claim product.
Oh. And it worked.
And it worked.
And it worked. And it worked.
They gave a notice that was like, note, a small percentage of customers may get a key already used message when they try to use their key. Just contact support. We'll give you a new key. Like, oh, that's nice of them.
That's nice of them.
What a bunch of good guys.
Yeah, these are good guys. These sound like good guys. So it sounds like what you did was, it sounds like you paid $15 for a pirated copy of Windows.
I think it was one of those bulk OEM things. Like,
yeah,
if you're someone who makes laptops, you get super cheap Windows keys to include with the laptop.
Yeah.
And then there are some people that say that they're making laptops, but actually they're just selling you the key directly.
Right.
And I think that's what it was.
Sure.
But so then like the next thing is
A different flavor of fraud.
The next thing is I'm like in Windows 10, I'm like using the little app that tells you if your computer's like meets the requirements for Windows 11.
Uh-huh.
And it's saying that my computer doesn't. And I'm like, yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
What do you mean? I mean, I'm pretty sure that it does. What's your problem?
What's your fucking problem?
But I think I had to like Google around probably. I don't know. I ended up realizing like I had to flash my motherboard BIOS to add in the make Windows 11 not hate you juice.
Right.
Which was fine.
I had to do the same thing. I had to do the exact same thing.
Yeah. It is a little bit stressful because flashing your motherboard BIOS can legitimately go wrong and like brick your computer basically.
Yeah.
Because if your motherboard BIOS fucks up, I don't think you can fix that. I think you just need new motherboard. Like
no, I think
people
that
will
you
get.
can. I think that you can get in earlier and fix it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I'm no expert. I didn't have a cousin that was 2 steps ahead of me in technical literacy, so I guess I'll just have to believe you on this one. Yeah.
Let's see. If you mess with the BIOS and it doesn't post, try a CMOS reset. Yeah, look at that. You can short the CMOS.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, you cut out because my phone asked me if I wanted low power mode, and I said yes, and then realized I didn't want that.
Okay.
So what happens if your BIOS fucks up?
I guess it depends on the severity, but it seems like that you can, if you like miss flash a BIOS, you can like short the CMOS battery. Like you take the battery out and then like short the pins. And then there's another way to do it by like making a weird partition, renaming the BIOS file, and then like fixing it with no CPU, GPU, or RAM plugged in. Plug a flash drive into the port, and then it'll like unflash your BIOS.
Okay, fair enough. Still annoying. Though I upgrade my BIOS, then the next thing is, got to create the USB download utility thing. So I got to download Windows from Microsoft. I got to download their media creation USB tool thing.
Yeah.
So I get that done. And then the media creation tool is not launching on my PC. And I Google this, and some people are like, yeah, known issue. Media creation tool currently sometimes doesn't work on Windows 10. So I'm like, oh, great. The operating system I need to use to upgrade to the operating system I need to use, it's not working. That's so good.
Yeah.
Luckily, I had Cheryl's laptop, so I was able to use the tool there. Though what was really funny was Microsoft.com told me to download Windows and download the tool. But then when I launched the tool, it was like, okay, time to download Windows in this tool.
That's happened.
I downloaded Windows twice.
I have done that every time that I've installed Windows. where I've downloaded Windows, downloaded the tool, and then the tool downloads Windows.
Yeah, I love that. That's so good. And then like, so then smooth sailing, or so I thought. I go through the whole install process, and my Windows 11, the Windows 11 part of the Windows 11 story basically ends here. The operating system installs. I'm annoyed by it. I download the apps I'm going to be using every day. I'm very tired and annoyed that this took up my entire evening.
Yep.
But the thing is, I have my Linux dual boot. And I think on on some Will Smith podcast, not that Will Smith, the other Will Smith, the tech reviewer Will Smith.
Oh, sorry. I think I think of the tech reviewer Will Smith as Will Smith, and I think of actor Will Smith as the other Will Smith. So when you said I was listening to Will Smith on a podcast and not that Will Smith, I'm like, huh? Not the tech reviewer Will Smith?
Yeah. No, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to other people who don't know that Will Smith.
Yeah, that's fair.
But he was talking about how the problem, like, for one thing, you can do a Windows dual boot with Linux on different partitions of the same drive, but you shouldn't, because Windows is a bad neighbor and it'll do shit like you install a Windows update and it like borks something about your Linux install. So I have it on separate drives, and I think at some point even says like,
you just gotta flip the please don't bork button.
Please don't bork me, bro.
Yeah,
don't bork me, bro.
You just gotta go. You have to go into your BIOS, and you've got to go under advanced security features, and there's a toggle for don't bork.
Don't bork, yeah.
Sorry, I think I said BIOS. What we mean is UEFI.
Well, hang on. I've been surprised recently because I've been watching a lot of, computer related YouTube videos and stuff. I don't know if this had changed at some point, but people have gone back to BIOS, and now they call BIOS legacy BIOS.
Right.
Like, old BIOS is legacy BIOS. UEFI is UEFI BIOS.
Right.
So we're back to BIOS, which I'm happy about.
Well, I think it's stupid because these are acronyms, and according to what the acronyms are, I think a UEFI is a BIOS, because UEFI is Unified Extendable Firmware Interface. BIOS is a basic input-output system.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I guess a UEFI is a BIOS then. A Unified Extendable Extensible Firmware Interface is a basic input-output system.
It is a BIOS.
And I'm saying a UEFI is a BIOS, and it is a BIOS.
Yeah, because it really is the BIOS.
And it really is a BIOS. You can tell.
And you can tell from looking at it that it's a BIOS for sure.
Yeah. And it is a BIOS.
And it is a Vania.
It is a Vania.
This is another Vania.
This is another kind of Vania.
Okay, sorry for anyone who's confused by that bit that we just did.
Yeah.
So at some point, this Will Smith guy, he also says, like, honestly, if you're installing Windows, you should like unplug any drive that you don't want Windows to fuck with.
Right.
So I do. I completely disconnect my Linux drive, like the whole SATA cable, just unplug it. And then I go through the whole Windows installation and everything. And then once that's done and I want to go back to Linux, my fucking truck keeps squeaking. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I can hear that squeaking.
It's the worst. Shut the fuck up, you stupid asshole.
You stupid. Yeah, you know what you want? You want that fucking duck-billed truck.
So, shut up.
You need that new truck. Hey, you know what I read about that truck? I read that you can stand up in it to work.
I can stand up in this truck.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
In the back?
And this isn't my truck. This is a spare truck.
Okay.
Because my truck is broken and they're supposed to fix it, but for some reason they're not fixing it. And I don't know what's going on.
Probably because they're like, maybe we should get Kyle one of the new trucks.
We should get him one of the new trucks. Yeah. I don't deserve it. They shouldn't give it to me.
Why are you a bad carrier?
No, I'm a good carrier, and that's why I don't deserve it. They should let me keep the truck that I have that I like.
You're saying don't give me the new one.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways,
it's got AC. The new one's got AC.
This has AC.
Oh, I thought
this has AC.
I thought that your truck didn't have AC.
No, that's the ones that don't have AC are the old box ones. But I have a Dodge Ram ProMaster. It's got everything I need. I can stand up in the back. It's got the sliding door.
It's got the paddle game.
It literally has. Wait, this one doesn't. Okay. It's got the paddle game, and it's got the phone, and it's got I can plug my iPhone into the stereo, and my podcast comes out of the speakers, and that's all I
nice.
need.
And that's all you need. Well, what if I told you that the NGDV was met with generally positive reviews from postal workers, many of whom noted that the addition of the air conditioning improved working conditions in the Deep South? Car and driver writer Ezra Dyer and several postal workers noted that the vehicle's unconventional appearance, with Dyer comparing it to a robot beluga whale.
What? I'm not sure I see it, but it's funny.
Well, beluga whales have the big fatty forehead.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
okay. See, they're doing that disingenuous thing where they're comparing the new thing to the really shitty old version that people don't actually really use anymore.
Right. Yeah. By saying it doesn't have air conditioning,
You know,
or
like,
by saying
yeah,
that it
of course
has air conditioning.
If someone doesn't have air conditioning and they live in the South, obviously it's good to give them air conditioning, but lots of trucks have air conditioning. You don't have to make a beluga whale truck to get air conditioning.
Well, they also say it has it's been designed to maximize interior volume and outward visibility for drivers who will be required to move against traffic in pedestrian heavy areas.
Well, it clearly has been made to maximize visibility. Anyone can see that from taking a look at it.
And it's got a 360-degree camera and collision avoidance systems.
360-degree camera sounds all right.
Yeah.
But I have a backup camera on this motherfucker.
Yeah,
and
but it's only 80 degrees, I bet. Or no, it's probably 150, 160 degrees.
Something like that. Yeah, is that less than 360? I can't do the math. I'm
Half.
busy.
It's like half.
Okay. Listen. All right. I did everything I was supposed to, Keith.
Okay.
I disconnected my Linux drive while I was installing Windows. Right.
I agree.
It was not touching the computer.
It wasn't touching the computer.
It wasn't part of it. It was
wasn't
completely
part of
separate.
it. That's a totally different issue.
Totally different thing. And then when I'm done in Windows 11, I turn off the computer.
This ought to be good.
plug the Linux drive back in. I go into my BIOS. Don't even go back to Windows. I go straight to the BIOS. I rearrange the boot order so that Linux drive is in front. But I already see my first problem. Is the two boot drives I'm supposed to see are Windows Boot Manager and like Pop! OS Linux.
Right. I agree.
But instead, I see two Windows Boot Managers and no Pop! OS. And I try booting it, and sure enough, I get like a Windows screen that's like, hey, your computer's fucked. We can't launch Windows. We're not getting the right files. And I'm like, yeah, no shit, you're not getting the right files because Windows isn't installed there.
That's so weird. So
yeah, I have no idea.
Happened? Oh, you still don't know?
I still really don't know. So I like downloaded the Pop! OS like Linux image and went into like recovery mode.
Did you just leave your truck just now? Huh?
Maybe.
You sound so much better outside than in the truck.
Oh, really? I thought you meant I sounded worse because I was getting far away from my phone.
Here's what keeps happening, I think, because it's a huge difference. I think that what keeps happening is the Apple like noise suppression when you're outside, it's so aggressive that it cuts out a bunch of like superfluous noise like wind, but when you're in the van there's no noise to cut out, so what you get is your voice plus all the reverb of being in a van and yelling. So
cool.
There's like a huge reduction in reverb when you leave the van.
All right.
No, it's fine. It's not a big deal. It just like was very noticeable.
Yeah. No, I'm just annoyed about the Linux still.
I'm just annoyed about the Linux.
I went online and I downloaded the Pop! OS image, and like the cool thing about Linux distros is that you can straight from the USB drive, the installer drive, you can boot into a fully functional version of that OS, and then you can install for real from there. So like I'm in the thing, and I'm trying to do the recovery stuff, and I'm searching around, and for some reason it's telling me my Linux drive like doesn't have Linux on it. Like Pop! OS is like, we don't see Pop! OS on this disk. And I'm like, I'm literally opening the drive and looking at the files with my eyeballs, and I can see them right there.
Wait, you were doing it with your
And-
eyeballs?
With my eyeballs, I was looking, Keith. And you know, I went on to the website of the people that make the Pop! OS and try to follow their guide for fixing the boot manager, and I'm entering in all their terminal commands they're telling me to copy and paste
Mhm.
and stuff. And I like reboot and go back to the BIOS, and I see now I might still have 2 Windows boot managers on the boot list, but I do have one that says Linux boot manager, and I'm like, that sounds good. Finally, my problem is solved. And it totally goes into like the boot manager I'm used to seeing, where I choose between like Pop! OS or whatever the fuck.
Right.
But then I choose launch Pop! OS, and I get a gray screen like it's about to launch, but then it no launch, and it dumps me back to a terminal shell, and it's like, we're mad. And I don't know why it got mad. I don't know why Windows 11 did this to me.
And you still don't know?
I still don't know. This just happened last night, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, I thought that you had
It's just
I thought that you had resolved all your issues by now.
No. Well, the I was able to copy my user folder for my Linux install, which didn't really have anything other than like notes for myself I had made while I was playing that like Linux learning game thing.
Uh-huh.
And whatever. But you know, it was so annoying because I had spent a bunch of time downloading and installing all my apps. You know, I had just gotten settled. It's like my house burned down like 2 weeks after I moved in. Like I just finally moved the last box in, and then it went up in flames. Very annoying to me.
Very annoying.
So I was installed on a bad drive to be installed on, because remember when I said I opened up my PC case and found a 240 gig SSD I forgot about that
Yep.
wasn't plugged into my computer?
Yep.
In my haste, as I had just found a new empty drive, that was what I installed Linux on, and you know, it was fine, but it was small, and I knew that things were not going to feel as fine after a while. After I got more files.
You say that it's small, but you could just like not add anything to that drive ever and just use your other drives.
Yeah, I've got plenty of drives, so it wasn't
You're
the end of the
sick
world.
with
That's
drives.
why
You're lousy with drives.
I am sick with drives. Now I'm starting to be sick of drives at this point. Yeah, I went there.
That's good.
So on top of all the reasons I was annoyed at Microsoft and Windows, they found one more way to infuriate me, which was I don't even know how they did it, but they fucked up my Linux drive even though it wasn't plugged in.
Well, if there's computer knowers in the audience, maybe they can tell you what's going on.
I'd love to know. I'd love to know if anyone has insight.
They can tell you what's going on, or they can say like, "I'm sorry to break it to you, but that was a Linux. You did Linux bad."
I don't think I did though.
Yeah, it sounds improbable, but it's definitely not impossible considering the steps you took to not let it fuck with.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, that's why I'm like, maybe it is Linux, because you took so many steps to not have them interact. You know what I mean? Like you took precautions. You unplugged the
Why
drives.
would that make it Linux? Yeah.
Well, you took so many steps to not let Windows touch the Linux while you were installing things that makes it more likely to be Linux, because if it was a Windows issue, well, the drives weren't even plugged in.
Yeah, but like when I tried to boot Linux, it tried to boot Windows.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know anything about
You
that.
know,
I've resisted
felt
for
like it
many
was-
years to having a dual boot system. I refuse.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like the easiest thing. That's why if I can figure out, I mean, there are other video editing suites on Linux besides DaVinci Resolve, but it'd be really nice if I could use that one.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll figure out that thing. And then like really the only like of I don't even use so many apps on my PC anyway. Like really the only other thing is like we have this AverMedia I have this AverMedia thing that uses Rec Central for recording, and that doesn't have a Linux version. But like I could probably have done with getting a different video capture device anyway. And OBS can record, so I can probably set up some nice local recording settings in OBS.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, I don't really think there's anything I need on Windows.
Oh, there's not even anything you need.
Even my like goofball like third-party unofficial F1 TV viewer app that like plugs into F1 TV subscription so you don't have to use the shitbag F1 TV website. Like even that was on Linux. I was surprised. I think like I feel like back in the day there would always be like cool little apps made by one guy on the internet, and that was always Windows only. And now it feels like a lot of those things are like Windows, Mac, and Linux actually.
Yeah. Well, I think there's also
Like,
less one guy making an app, and I think that the weirdos who make apps
Yeah.
are more likely to be on Linux by default.
Yeah, true. True.
It's the only thing that I can think of.
Yeah, so I have to say I've really been enjoying my time with Linux. I think the only problem I encountered other than when I installed Windows and then Linux wouldn't boot anymore was I had like like if you're sometimes you're like if you have a YouTube video playing and then you like open a different app for like a split second, the video will hitch up and then like it'll catch up after like the app is done opening or something.
Uh-huh.
When that would happen on the Linux thing, the audio would get all like garbly and robotic and sound horrible.
Right.
And I was like, that's very annoying and disappointing. And then I like loaded up a game, and that while I was watching a YouTube video, and that problem started happening all the time. But then I Googled this and found someone's solution that was like, open this config file and like adjust these values, and then it's fine. And actually I bought sounds crazy, but I bought a Sound Blaster card with all my other PC parts. Because the onboard audio, like not even like the whole onboard audio, but my motherboard, it like broke. The audio jack stopped working, and I started getting like weird audio issues I don't have to get into in Windows with like the headphone. I was basically plugging my PC speakers into the headphone jack on the front of the machine.
Uh-huh.
So I bought a $60 Sound Blaster, and it worked.
Good.
So it works and it's good, and maybe it's the Sound Blaster, but I haven't had the robot noise problem with my new Linux installation, even though I haven't fucked with any of the config files. So whatever, but I have to say, I think like if you're one of those people who doesn't use their PC for much more than browsing, and you can't upgrade to Windows 11, throw Pop! OS on that shit. Don't give Microsoft more of your money,
Yeah.
because it's good. I like it.
You like it?
And there's plenty of other ones. You got Ubuntu, you got Linux Mint.
That's what I
Your
used to have. was
user-friendly
Ubuntu.
ones.
I had Ubuntu when it was annoying to have Linux.
Yeah, I don't know much about those times because I never tried it, but I guess it's one of those things that's gotten less and less annoying as time has gone on.
Yeah.
Now they even have
It's like a
Bazzite
real
you might have
computer.
heard of. It is actually like a real
actually
computer.
like
if
a
you
real
can believe it.
computer.
You can people always say this like it's amazing, but I guess that it wasn't like this back in the day. I mean, like you don't have to touch the terminal the same way you don't have to touch like the command prompt in Windows.
Right.
You can just install it like an OS and just use it that way.
Uh-huh.
And they have some gaming distros now that are like if all you care about is using Steam. Bazzite is one that people talk about a lot, and that one's notable for being the OS is immutable, which means like you can't fuck with the system files at all. Like they're totally untouchable, which means in theory you can't bork your system by accident. Though I don't know, are people borking their systems by accident?
I
Maybe
don't
by
know.
installing
Well,
Windows 11.
I think that yeah, maybe yeah. Well, of course you've got it with both.
But that
Linux also has a don't bork switch that you can flip.
yeah.
Do not bork.
I wonder if nothing would have happened if I had Bazite instead of Pop OS. That's interesting to wonder. Though the weird thing is, that's the most annoying part of it, is that I don't think my actual Pop OS install got fucked up. There's just something in like some kind of boot thing got screwed up somewhere. I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea about
It's a
that.
boot thing.
All
right.
Have you finished your route?
I have finished my route.
Congratulations on another successful route.
And I skipped lunch, so I do need to go to McDonald's now.
Okay. I will.
Thank you for listening
this-
to my computer-based rantings.
You know, at the same time as saying like, well, it's a normal computer, it also did sound like a massive headache. So I'm a little bit torn on how to feel about all of it, but
Yeah, I'll have to use it some more. Like,
report
'cause
back on
that
your
was the
on
thing
daily
was
life.
like before I installed Windows 11 and had my Pop OS Apocalypse, my Apocalypse, really all I had to say about Linux was like I've been having a great time with it and it's like mostly great.
Yeah.
Other than, it's annoying when a certain program isn't available on Linux, but I haven't really run into many of those other than like it's all been video production related stuff is the thing that seems a little tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got Discord, it's got Firefox. That's most of what I use on my PC.
Yeah. Editing is a big thing. If they tell me when they get AAC on Linux and I'll
Yeah, I got to look into that.
I will drop Windows. That is like all that's separating me, I think, at this point.
Right.
is AAC and my refusal to dual boot. I won't do it. I won't dual boot. You can't make me.
I mean, apparently if you install Windows first, it's fine.
But why?
I don't know. So you can have both.
No, sorry, I mean, but
porque no
why?
los dos.
Why does it matter which order they come in?
Apparently, Windows is an asshole.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
I like I said, this just happened last night, so I guess when I get home, I'll try to do some research on like what the hell's up with all that.
What the hell's up with all that?
What the hell's up with all that?
What the
Am I
hell's
right?
up with all that?
All right, I should get going.
All right, have fun having a late lunch.
Thanks to any people who listen to this.
Yeah.
Let me know if you know stuff about Linux and what happened.
Yeah, and hey, you can go to contentburger.biz to be paying us money. That's it. That's the hard sell. Have you thought about, hey, why don't you tip my mail carrier and yours, Kyle Churchill, by going to contentburger.biz.
Listen, if Run Button is free, you're the product. So you better pay for it.
Don't be our product.
Don't be our product.
Please, for the love of God. We be your product.
Yeah, we be your product. And hey, our shit doesn't have ads. Except for when copyright holders force us to have ads that put money in their pockets. But we can't stop that.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's happened in a while.
No. Although I do believe there's very few conspiracy theories that I believe. But I do believe that when we have ads on, we get more traffic because our videos get pushed out to more people.
That might be true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The month where I had turned ads on to be like, I wonder if this will change how many views we get. We got like so many more views.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like 14,000 more views in that month.
I thought I would have remembered that.
We talked about it. It was about
Should we put
ago.
ads back on?
Hey, let us know how much you don't want to see ads.
Yeah, that's a problem.
We could make.
We
We could
don't
also
have
could make an extra $150 a month, maybe.
$150 a month from ads? Are you crazy? That would never happen.
Yeah, maybe it's probably more like 75.
Yeah, it's more like 75 cents probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ad revenue's even worse now than it was when we had ad revenue.
Yeah, it is. Oh well.
Oh well. Well, that's why we don't
we have
need ad
long
revenue,
videos, so
because,
there's lots of ads in the videos. Lots of chances for ads, like mid-roll and stuff.
wow, yeah, such exciting possibilities. I love the idea of that.
So the CPM is down, but the P per video is up.
CPM down, but I don't get it.
The money per 1,000 views, which is how ad revenue is calculated called CPM. Yeah. The CPM is down, but the amount of ads is up. So you're making less money per ad, but there's more ads. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So imagine you make $1 per ad, and then you go down to making 50 cents per ad, but now there's 2 ads. So you make 50 cents for 2 ads.
That sounds really exciting for our viewers.
Right, it does. All I'm saying is it might be less money per ads, but there's so many more ads.
That's awesome.
I'm not saying it's awesome. I'm just describing it.
All right, Keith loves ads. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Bye.